love and gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still on the songs with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side floor. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch this on YouTube and view it for free. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
I agree with Tommy. It's a quibble-free Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It's a quibble-free Friday.
Yeah.
I can't promise that. We'll see.
I definitely can't promise it.
Can't promise it. Man, what a day. What a day, huh?
Yep.
Action-packed.
Don't forget, tickets to give away the first hour.
We got a family 4-pack. One more family 4-pack to give away to join us at the ballpark tonight for Marlins and Yankees. I'm about to embark on 8 hours of radio.
Wow.
How are you doing that?
Sauce today.
How am I doing that? I'm doing this, and then I have an hour off, and then I'm doing Dolphins, game day uncensored to get you ready for the first preseason game, which was dropped in my lap 2 days ago.
Nice. What are you going to do with your hour break?
Vending machine visit.
Blink?
Vending machine.
Man, I wish I would have known. I would have.
You don't listen.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't listen to me.
It's true.
Said it.
No, dude.
Hmm?
Last conversation we had about that was not that.
Well, look, that's who can I blame on last minute changes other than you know who? So what am I supposed to do? And then, by the way, I mean, like, what a drive by write up today. I was reading in Barry Jackson's column. My God, the Sports Buzz, and he kind of just hoses down the name of the show. He's like, these glowing reviews for all of the other pregame antics that are coming out for the flagship, because we don't have the Dolphins anymore. So we're still doing pregame though. It's gonna be me, my former Porpoise Pod cohort Alejandro Solana, fully recovered from his knee injury, and Omar Kelly.
It took 3 years
to finally be all the way back.
Yeah,
he's all the way back now, dude.
And he expects Jalen Ramsey to be back before December.
That's what he expects.
It took him 3 years.
Why was Jalen Ramsey beefing? He was beefing with an online doctor recently. Because an online doctor, I don't like that.
Because here's what happens.
You don't know me.
Here's what happens. And here's what sucks about this. Anytime a player gets an injury, okay, and let's go with knee injury. A knee injury, when they say he's going to have surgery, it normally means he's going to get scoped. Mm-hmm. And they have no idea the severity of it until they go in and scope it. So you will normally get a diagnosis before that after the MRI, and then get another diagnosis after they do the scope. Mm-hmm. And so you have all of these outside people determining and telling folks how long this injury should take to heal without really understanding how serious or severe the injury is. And so players get annoyed by that.
I can understand that. Don't tell me about what I can recover
right.
from.
Don't tell me about my injury.
Don't tell me about my injury, doc. Right. Also, isn't it I feel like that doc always comes, like, they always go to him like as the former NFL doc, and I'm like, if he was a great doctor, wouldn't he not be former?
Well, he maybe couldn't afford the rights.
That's fair.
Don't listen. Doctors pay rights to be the team doctor. It ain't like you going out and getting the best doctor for your team.
Yeah, but did they get rid of that doctor who stabbed Tyrod Taylor? That guy has to lose his rights, right?
Yeah,
feel like he's gonna
Something
go.
gotta happen. Like
I feel like
Oopsie, hey, Oopsie ain't gonna get it done.
You gotta feel like that's you're gonna go in a new direction with that. So anyway, headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. I'm thinking about get one of my trucks wrapped teal.
For the mall. Oh, they are wearing teal tonight. You know what I'm gonna do, dude?
What?
After I get off this damn microphone, I'm gonna go right to the pro shop as soon as I get there, getting me a new teal hat.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got
My
a
old
teal
ones don't
shirt.
fit.
I got a teal shirt.
I gotta get me a
I
new
might
teal
have to
hat.
get a hat. I might have to go and get a hat.
Your old hats don't fit.
No, dude, look at this dome. Come on, man. I feel like my head gets bigger by the year. You know?
All right,
I
Barry
do like
Bonds.
Barry
What you
Bonds.
doing?
Dude, really?
I do like Barry Bonds.
Wait. So your head could get bigger with no juice, and the only way Barry Bonds' head could get bigger with juice?
The only juice I like, dude, is gin and juice. Trust me.
Okay, Snoop.
Marlins, they are back at it tonight. They open up a 3-game
I want to
series
see you go to a
with the
bar.
Yankees.
I want to see you go to a bud bar and say, "Give me a gin and juice."
I'm down. I'll do it. No, don't have to ask me twice. Or you guys gonna show me the secret speakeasy tonight?
Oh yeah, but no, they're gonna say what? They ain't gonna know what gin and juice is.
So anyway, it's tonight. First pitch, 6:40. Jesus Luzardo on the. You know what's cool about that? Jesus Luzardo, growing up a Marlins fan, he gets to be there on 2003 honoree night. So that's kind of cool.
He probably experienced it, right?
I was reading an article on the way in too of Nestor.
Wait, whoa.
Hmm.
Did anybody think that there was anything wrong with what you just said?
What do you mean?
I was reading an article on the way in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you driving or did you have a driver?
Red light. Nobody does a little brief red light. Listen, don't act like you're all a bunch of liars. So anyway, I was reading an article on the way in on Nestor Cortez, who's from Hialeah. He's starting tomorrow, so that's kind of cool for the Yankees, and so he's got a lot of requests coming on in too. So that's kind of cool. A lot of local ties on this Marlins Yankees week, and then of course you have the annoying Yankees fans who are gonna be like, "You guys screwed up Gina. He couldn't even fix this." I'm like, no, he couldn't. Like, that's the point though. He ruined it. Don't you show up this weekend, Jeter.
You know G's got to be here.
He better not show up. Don't show up, Jeets. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You think there's a little tiff between the Marlins and him?
Yeah, for sure. Yes. What? Yeah, of course.
Wow. Dude, why are you trying to find 9 different ways to say it? You say, oh, what? Yeah.
Dolphins start preseason play tonight against the Falcons.
You excited?
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna see now. I was listening to Omar earlier, and he probably said one of the few things I agree with him with is you need to see a lot of that offensive line.
Yeah, I mean,
not
you're not gonna see Armstead.
Well, he doesn't count.
He don't count.
Right? He's plug and play. And he's proven that. Ain't nobody else on that offensive line proven jack. And so here's what you use preseason for. You have a lot of guys playing a lot of different positions and see how they gel together. So you might see a guy in the second quarter play left guard and then move out to left tackle. You might see your right guard move over to center. Like, you're going to see a lot of this, but this is what preseason is for. Don't anybody get frustrated and go, oh, well, this guy sucks, because they're trying to find, they're probably going to keep, I'd say, 10 offensive linemen. And the more versatile each offensive lineman is, the better he has a chance of making the team. So they're going to move him around the offensive line a little bit. And it might look a little clunky, but they're really searching for something as far as depth, as far as, there's still a couple of positions on the offensive line that, don't have named starters yet.
They're not one. Like,
right.
I mean, it seems like everybody's pretty settled except for left guard, and that seems like it's right now going towards Isaiah Wynn, maybe passing Liam Eichenberg, but we don't know. I mean, we don't know for sure.
And keep in mind that, so say if the offensive lineman that's had the best camp is playing behind a starter, like a bona fide starter, then what they will do is they'll move him around the offensive line to see if that talent reaches those other positions or he's just a solid offensive lineman that can play anywhere. And if that's the case, then you got a couple of guys that might get moved out just because you have a better all-around offensive lineman.
Interesting. The Pinks back on the pitch tonight.
Man, we went from nothing to everything.
That is in the league's the League's Cup quarterfinals. That game can be heard on 790 tonight. So if you guys are looking for that, that's on Waxy. So there you go. If you're looking for the Pinks,
we don't have to worry about TV because Robbie's bringing his iPad.
Oh, really?
That's what he said. They ain't gonna let him in, but
yeah, well, he can. You know what? I feel like iPad. Could he like do it under the shirt? You know, should he be fine that way?
No, he gonna beep, dummy.
Are there metal detectors?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? Here's what you do. You kind of slide it under the basket, like if you're going around the metal detector, like you're not even thinking about it. You know,
Nice. Old sneaky
I think
toes.
he probably is allowed to bring in an iPad though.
I'm
'Cause
not
I feel like, I think in baseball, you know why? Because they want people. You know, they just want people, and there's like a lot of downtime. Even though baseball does move a lot faster than it used to.
Yeah.
I think they're allowed to bring technology. Maybe not a laptop, but you know, whatever.
What if he just puts it to his ear and it's like, "Hello, oh, hold on, I'm going through the thing. Let me call you back," and then just like pretends it's his phone.
Maybe. Like
Well,
it's like, oh, you see this? It's the iPhone Giant.
Yeah, exactly.
The iPhone Giant.
The iPhone XL.
I don't know.
Hey, so I'm gonna bring my little earbuds and I'll listen to the Dolphins game.
Oh yeah,
I have Sirius on
You're
my
bringing
phone.
it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I can listen to it,
Oh.
and you can listen to whatever broadcast you want. So
You could probably just watch it on your phone too, dude.
I you know what? I can't explain this.
Hmm?
I am not a fan of watching television or movies or anything like that on my phone.
Okay,
It's just
Just
like,
all?
yeah,
I got you.
like you can't,
The old
dude.
art.
You can't go from an 85-inch TV to this.
I can.
You can.
Yeah.
Like that's a new age thing. The old don't like little bitty TVs. I'll just put that out there.
Okay.
I would just put that out there. The old don't like little. Like I don't want to squint.
The old
Right?
don't like small screens.
No.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Those are your headlines. Back with more silly sauce here on a Friday. Back after this.
WQAM.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Talking to Marcos during the I felt a little slighted on my on the write-up about the game day uncensored, Marcos.
I'll say, dude, it reminds me of times when people used to check on my music career and they say, you do that little music thing still?
I was like, you know what? Established in this market.
You know what you tell him? No, now I'm a game show host.
Yeah, exactly.
Marcos loves. Listen, he loves the game shows.
It's true.
I was hearing that you were doing trivia the other day.
Oh, yeah.
We have a trivia question. I have a trivia question. Now, this is going to be show specific, okay? Because we want listeners here. So I am doing a trivia question about Leroy.
Oh, yes.
Regarding the show. I'm not doing it about his football career. Ridiculous.
That'd be crazy.
I have a Leroy Horde trivia question that I will give to our final 4-pack as somebody we want to hang out with tonight at the game.
I like that.
All right. Leroy will email you the tickets.
Yes.
We're good to go. He's got his grab bag.
Leroy will
Marcos will send them to the appropriate people to email the tickets.
Courtesy of Leroy.
Like I said, Kermit the ticket, fairy, he will deliver it.
Okay.
Kermit.
Anyway,
Hey,
so
disrespectful.
Sorry, I apologize.
No, whose name is Kermit besides the frog?
Why do you think I called him that?
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Kermit the Frog here.
Ooh, Patrick Mahomes.
But I was just like, I was like, oh, Barry Jackson's got a media article. Let's see what he's the only guy still covering media. I mean, he covers everything. That's why that's what makes him the best. A journalist, right?
Yep.
And so he's talking about the changes. Oh, the Dolphins are going over to wins. They're gonna, or I guess I don't know if they're on 640. I don't really know where they're at tonight because he confused me that there's a Marlins game, so the Marlins take precedent. And so listen, we know that same thing here. You got to do these radio companies. They get so many properties, and you got to play flagship shuffle.
Never thought I'd hear the day though. I mean, obviously.
Me neither.
Has it, but I'm like, oh, okay. So you're telling me a possible Marlins game that will mean nothing is over? Like,
well, it doesn't mean nothing. It means more stakes than the Mike White Skylar Thompson battle.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
But he's talking about their pregame coverage, and like the guys who are doing the pregame for them, they are very, very good. They were the guys who were doing it last year with Seth and OJ and Travis. I love those guys. I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm not that type of radio guy. I'm not a guy who likes to do media beef. It does nothing for me. This is not back in the day where people are disparaging one another. I troll people on Twitter. If I want to disparage somebody, it'll be Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
So it really matters to me. But he's just giving glowing reviews to everybody. He's like, oh, this guy's the best. And, this guy will call people out. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then it's just like, then we get to, it's like, oh, well, by the way, 560, which lost the Dolphins' rights.
All right.
We'll continue carrying a post-game show, curiously called Game Day Uncensored, featuring Brendan Tobin, Alejandro Solana, and Omar Kelly. And I was like, hey,
wait a minute.
Where are my accolades in this whole thing?
Minute.
I mean, I have been in this market now for a long time, been hosting radio shows with my guy Leroy Horde for 8 years, been in this market now for 15 years doing things. I just get a blurb? Well, what is that?
You and Solana.
And by the way, not doing the post-game show, Barry.
Yeah,
We're
Barry.
doing the pre-game show. Yeah. So factually incorrect.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean that it is correct? Is that like a double negative?
Yeah.
The point is, I mean, no fluff. Where's my fluff up?
Dude.
I like my ego stroked as much as the next guy.
What do you think they should have
I've won awards.
Crystal blue-eyed.
Yeah,
sauce
I would like in the article was what Barry Jackson should have wrote is hosted by Brendan Tobin, who once had his eyes complimented by Jimmy Butler, with Alejandro Solana and Omar Kelly.
Nice.
With Alejandro Solana, who is finally off injured reserve.
And just everybody in the article was getting this and this, and they're just like, oh, and then QAM's gonna take their hacks at it.
They're doing post game, I think.
They're a bunch of radio noobs. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, Brendan Tobin. He's it's not like he knows anything going on there. It's not like he's boots on the ground. But Jimmy Butler said I had beautiful eyes, and I really would like that next time Barry Jackson does any kind of coverage of our station to say Brendan Tobin, who once had his eyes complimented by Jimmy Butler. That's how I'd like to be referred to now.
Look, at the next Insider's lunch, I'll let him know.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
You football insiders all get together?
we do. We have lunch.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
the meatballs from Anthony's, really good.
But anyway, yeah, it's unset. So may throw some F-bombs out there.
Yeah, I
May
think
just willy-nilly.
come out hot.
FCC rules be damned. We will be streaming, by the way, for all of our Twitchers and YouTubers out there. We will still be on YouTube and Twitch, so you guys can watch it as well.
I like that.
And get in on the chat. You guys know we love the video stuff. By the way, also tomorrow coming up, we have a busy day. Canesfest is tomorrow at Hard Rock Stadium.
Right.
You guys can go watch the Canes scrimmage.
Yep.
Listen, I need to see what these guys are going to do.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous. You know,
Can I just say this? Is this the first time in a long time that Canes football has started and you're like, no buzz?
Yes, no buzz, but also I'm trying to grow as a person, Leroy. You know, as a guy who had Jimmy Butler compliment his eyes, you know, I can't just always go by the shenanigans thinking that they're always gonna be awesome. You know, like last year I did that. I thought Mario Cristobal was gonna walk in here with a supposed top draft prospect in Tyler Van Dyke with his high-priced assistants, and I thought he was just gonna say, "Ta-da, 10-win season," and
Really?
And then I watched us get blown off the field by Middle Tennessee State. And so I am no longer going to be duped by the Hurricanes. I have decided as just as a rule of life.
You're 5 years late, but that's okay.
Hey, listen, better late than never. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it takes you a little bit of growing. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit back every Saturday. I'm going to hopefully enjoy the Miami Hurricanes, and we'll see what happens. That's how I'm going about it. We'll see what happens.
Is it of the three of us? Isn't there somebody who's been asking you to do that now for about 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, but if we did that with every topic, our show would just be, let's see what happens.
Not really.
It would be. It would be.
Not really. But I only ask you to do that when there's no idea what the team's going to be.
Yeah, but then our show.
You can't. I would never expect you to do that with the Dolphins. I would never expect you to do that with the Heat.
You
I
do
would
that
never
with the Heat
expect-
all the time. You do that. You tell me to do that with the Heat all the time. Like
I'll wait until January. No.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want to react to everything. In fact, the one thing I'm disappointed with tonight is that I'm not going to be able to have time because there's so much going on. Tyler Hero showing up to the Miami Pro League tonight.
Whoa.
I want to know what's going to happen. Is he playing with Bam? Is he playing against Bam? Ooh. And then you kind of got to see what's the body language. Tyler Hero, what's he showing up
Body
with?
language. They're playing basketball.
I don't know though. Are they playing against each other? Playing for each other? I don't know.
Who cares?
Oh, what? Who cares?
So you think if he's playing against Bam, that means he's probably getting traded?
I don't know.
You can't.
I don't know.
No.
You
Let's say he
can't.
gets into a kerfuffle with Bam.
Right.
You know, they go for a rebound. He
Right.
throws an extra elbow.
What if they become, they were friends, then frenemies, now they're enemies? Who knows?
Oh,
Who knows?
that's deep.
Marcos, stop it. Stop egging him on.
-1.
Yeah.
Be great, like if all the stuff is going on tonight at the game, and like Leroy, he's listening to the Dolphins. Robbie, he's got the Pinks, and we're Tobin, what are you watching? Miami Pro League, dude. All while the Marlins are going on in the midst of everything right now.
Are the Pinks playing tonight too?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's crazy.
The stacked
Dude.
day, dude.
Dude, can I just say this? We have the potential to have a home run hit to us.
Oh, I hope so.
No,
Oh, if it's a Yankee, I'm throwing it back.
Dude, yeah, can we get kicked out for throwing it back?
No.
Okay.
Can you?
I don't know.
It's a time-honored tradition.
I mean, don't beam it at someone's head, but yeah, you can.
Yeah,
throw it
you got to
back.
whip it back. I don't. Maybe you know what I'll do is I'll like fake out a young Yankees fan. Oh, did you want Stanton's ball?
Wow.
Psych.
And then throw it. You can.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
People still say psych.
I don't think so.
It's like, dude, you call me old,
Hmm?
but you have some of the 1970 sayings that have died and gone away, and you revisiting them.
Maybe.
Psych.
Curious.
Psych?
Curious names.
Me
Who is
also
this
think
current
so.
squeeze?
Yes.
Did you ever find out?
Still no one.
Huh.
No one. He's focusing on himself.
Focusing on himself, focusing on his routine.
I give him credit. I caught him in the green room the other day cleaning things up.
Oh,
I was like,
that's
oh,
nice.
very nice of you. Yeah.
Just taking responsibility. It's good to see him growing as a person, PD.
Look at that.
You know?
Oh, yeah. We're on nickname basis.
Right.
Okay, all right,
Keep
cool.
it on, keep it on the low,
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right, we'll take a quick break. If you guys want to go to the game, line it up right now. 305-567-0560. Leroy trivia question for the last family 4-pack. If you want to go tonight, show trivia specific. It's not going to be a hard one. It's going to be fairly easy. You got to know it. You can't be like, oh, I'm not going to go like crazy in depth, but you should know it. And if you don't know it, that's a you problem. So if you're going to be there tonight, okay. All right, line it up, 305-567-0560 if you want the family 4-pack to the Marlins, and we'll get to we'll get to that right on the other side and give it away.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
Juicy.
And Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 o'clock. Getting ready to do, I'm almost done with hour number 1 of 8 today, Marcos.
Yes,
Man.
And then you're kind enough to fulfill your duties of joining your fans.
I can't wait.
At Lone Depot Park.
Well, dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to just get a couple tall boys out there in the ballpark, you know?
Yeah. See our boy JP?
Oh, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Juan Pierre was so good this week.
He really was.
That was such a good interview. You guys missed Juan Pierre. I'm not going to do interview shirts again. I already pulled that move once this week. But if you guys did miss Juan Pierre, I can't recommend enough going and listening to our Juan Pierre interview or watching our Juan Pierre interview on the YouTube page. He was so damn good.
Yep.
And really it was Goosey's galore, you know, the whole thing. You know, he gave great stories. Not surprising that Jeffrey Loria had a bad idea to get out of a losing streak.
Yep.
But he
picked up half a game.
Picked up half a game the whole way through.
That.
Dude, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. All right.
Also, I loved his fighting.
That was great.
that was amazing.
That was tremendous too.
Yeah.
So, all right, we have one family 4-pack to give away to come watch the game with us tonight and go hang out with us as the Marlins are taking on the Yankees. So if you guys want to go watch it, Marlins obviously in high stakes, still right there in the wild card race, even though it was a very, very ugly July. It's a tough schedule. Like they've been going up against some absolute monsters. And you know, I when it goes Miami versus New York, I mean, that's when Tobes is in his element. I mean, I'm going to be roasting everybody there today. That's going to be my plan, especially after I get off the air here. You know, I'm going to be in a mood to cut loose, Marcos.
You're going to be just so wound up with all this Dolphins talk.
All this Dolphins talk, dude. We are going to talk. Hey, listen, we're going to get to some more Dolphins talk too, but we got to give away these tickets. Now, are you jealous because I heard that you're trivia? I'm doing trivia.
Yeah.
But I'm doing show trivia.
Yes.
You only got to answer one question. Okay.
One.
Yeah.
One. It better be hard, dude.
I think it's, if the person gets it,
yeah,
they'll say it the right way, the answer to my question.
Okay.
And then I want them to enjoy the game with us. You know, that's what
fair.
I want. I want listeners to come out. It's not going to be a hard question. I'm not going to ask you, how many rushing yards did Leroy Horde have back in 1991? I'm not going to do that. That's not. It's not a.
Want to know what question I asked?
I do.
One of the questions I asked for the Marlins trivia was, who is the franchise leader in being struck by the ball? And how many times was it over their Marlins career?
You asked the number of times, so you didn't just ask the person. You asked the number of times.
I gave them the name because the name meant nothing. There's no way anyone's gonna remember. I didn't personally even remember, but it was 93.
Who was it?
Was
it Cody Ross?
It was not. It was like Dimitri something like.
There's
that.
never been a Dimitri to ever play for the Marlins.
I promise. Marlins stats. Now I have to do this again. I'm so okay. Let's get back to the good stuff.
All right, Leroy, are you ready to see who's going to go to this game with us here tonight? One question. That's all you got to answer, but you get one strike. That's it. All right.
I like that.
Okay, that's it.
Hey, and by the way, the rules still apply from yesterday.
Which were?
You got to start off with a Leroy.
Oh, that's what you got to start off with?
Yeah.
All right, let's start off the call with a Leroy. That's not the trivia question, though.
That is not.
All right, let's go to Eddie. Eddie, what's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, what's your question?
Well, you got to start off the call right, dude.
Oh, God.
What's the question? Leroy.
There you go.
All right, there we go.
I'm sorry. I'm from Chicago. And I moved down here, and the first thing I did before I bought an apartment was bought season tickets to see the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
All right.
So
can you go tonight or you go to the game?
My bad. I just started listening to you guys. You guys were in the morning. I listened to Joe Rose in the morning. I just started listening to you guys. You guys are in the afternoon. I love you guys.
Awesome, buddy. Are you going to the Dolphins game tonight, though?
Yeah, hell yeah, I am, man.
Then why do you want tickets for tonight's game?
You know, I'm going to Mecca.
Wait, I don't understand.
What's going on here, Eddie?
Are you going?
The Dolphins?
Are you going?
So the Dolphins players Mecca. If I win these tickets, I'll go to the stupid ass Marlins game.
He's lashing out. Give him a -1. He's lashing out.
What?
-1.
Wait.
What are you doing?
I mean, in fairness, dude, you're going to watch Mike White, you know?
Yeah, exactly. No.
Desmond Ritter.
No.
Like,
Look,
I know we're all jonesing for football, but this is about as low as the football gets cut.
I think we have to be a little bit responsible here We can't let nobody call celebrating the 2003 championship stupid ass.
Yeah.
Right?
He's a lasher. He's a lasher for sure. Is it Creighton or Clayton? Who's on here?
Ooh,
Clayton,
what's going on, man?
not much. What's up, guys?
How are you, buddy?
Leroy.
There we go.
All right, Clayton, are you ready for the question?
I'm ready.
All right. What do we call and refer to Mrs. Leroy Horde as on this program?
Big Spoon!
All right. Clayton's going to the Marlins game with us tonight. All right, Clayton, we'll see you a little later. All right, buddy?
Woohoo! Thanks, guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
Clayton is going to a little Marlins
Wow.
game. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a trivia question, but you gotta listen to the show.
There we go.
Derek Dietrich, 93 times.
You asked a Derek Dietrich trivia question? The only thing I remember Derek Dietrich for was two things. There was a story that he gave sass to Tino Martinez one time, and he was incredibly jacked. Like the thing with Derek Dietrich, like one time, for no reason, he had a walk-off hit, and he just ripped his entire uniform off, and it was clearly just to show everybody his body because he was jacked to the gills.
Took 93 hits during his Marlins
He
career.
was a diver?
I guess so, man.
There you go. Clayton, get his information there, Marcos. So he's good to go for tonight.
Wait, here's what's amazing about Marcos. Like, Clayton won the tickets.
Yep.
But we had to confirm the name because old Frog Boy.
He goes, is it Creighton or Clayton? I'm like, what is he?
Who names? Who? Give me another person's name who's Creighton.
I do know a Creighton.
Besides the university.
He's a bad person.
Are you sure his name wasn't Creighton?
You know what? He's Creature. The way that he looked and smelled, it was just not good. I just wanted to confirm. You know, you can only ask a person twice. Whatever, like if you, I'm sorry, what'd you say? And then they say it again one more time?
I understand. A lot of people called in. You were rushing through.
Come on, I can't ask you 3 times.
I understand. You should have vetted Eddie a little bit more and be like, hey, you didn't go to
no. I should have known.
I can just tell by his tone. You know, like
Yeah.
I need to get Mike Biamonte to give us just a -1 for tone, which is in the same category as sass, but not quite.
I mean,
For tone.
we can't give you tickets to something you call stupid.
Goes, yeah, I mean, if I win, I'll go. I didn't believe him.
Like,
no way.
That's how hey, you know, when you see Eddie with a Chicago Bears uniform jersey on and a Dolphins hat holding up 4 fingers outside Marlo's Park.
Me sitting there with some cardboard. He goes, let's see if I can make a quick buck before I got to head up the turnpike.
Right.
They set that up early, man. I was driving in today. I was like, oh man, they already got the cones up. They are.
You know, my favorite part about Dolphins games, that little side where you could get off on the grass and you go through the grass off the turnpike.
Like me too. I remember that the secrets. I love the secret season ticket entrance. Oh, that was my favorite. My grandfather and I, we always used to go through that entrance. That was what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Preseason games. When we would go to preseason games, like we were going for the snacks, dude. I mean, like you're going preseason.
Now, question.
And there were 4 of them back then.
I'm a fan now. I'm a fan. Love the old tailgate. I will get up and go early to a football game, whether it's Canes, Dolphins, get my ribs ready, got my cooler in the back, meet up with my boy Dave, or when the Browns were in town, some folks I knew from there, set up shop, open up there, hour and a half, 2 hours before the game, right? Eat and drink and whatever. Do you tailgate for preseason?
I think that's what most people are looking forward to tonight. Dude, I saw on the way in here, Leroy, I swear to God, like this guy must have been driving from like Port St. Lucie or something. Like he had an aqua and orange van. It was already heading south. I was like, good God. Like I think I would venture to guess most fans are looking forward to tailgating tonight more than the actual game.
Yeah.
You know?
I always wonder, like the people that have tickets but have like the big van with the big TV and they put the tent up and then they watch the game from the tent.
I mean, better food, cheaper food.
Dude,
So,
was it
Oh,
last year?
dude.
Somebody didn't somebody there in the Dolphins game last year set ablaze to their cars?
No, they
Was that the Canes
no. Oh, here I got it. Old Dum Dum
No, it was the Dolphins.
put the grill with the hot coals underneath his car.
Yes.
And went
That was
into the
Dolphins
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And then his car caught on fire and cars next to it.
Wow, I wonder whatever happened with that guy. Like,
No,
did they-
whatever happened.
Is like that guy gets sued by every insurance company? Like, what happened?
He definitely got a -1 for dumbass.
That was last September, actually. 8 cars destroyed.
What was that? Was that the opener? Yeah, it was against
Must
New
have been,
England.
yeah. You know, and what's interesting.
I wonder whatever happened to that guy. Is he allowed back? Is he like banned?
No! I wouldn't let that guy near a hot plate.
I would have like. I just want to know, like, what were the ramifications of that guy coming over?
You know his name had to be Cletus too, right? Like it wasn't.
Cletus, what are you doing? Don't you worry. I'm gonna make sure my grill doesn't get stolen.
Oh man, this reminds me. I think I had a double dip list about who I thought started that fire. Dude. I think Jeff Fireland was on there. If I'm not-
Well, listen, if you're going to any game tonight, Marlins, Pinks, Dolphins, don't leave your grill under the car, huh?
Yeah, it's probably good.
I mean, listen. Can I just say this? Tailgating has been going on for damn near 100 years, right?
Yep,
That's the first time I ever heard of somebody doing something stupid like that.
that's crazy.
Right.
I mean,
I've
like,
seen brawls. I've seen arrests. I've seen people so
strippers.
drunk they couldn't go into the stadium.
You go to some of these tailgates, it's a twerking contest.
Yeah, let's not forget people dropping it like it's hot with booty
You got
music loud.
you got those ice luges that go on, which is not
Yeah,
it's a craft.
but nobody's ever burned 8 cars.
It's amazing.
Ryan Fitz matchstick.
I think we should save that for opening week.
Holy
Opening week.
crap. We'll take a quick break. Back with more silly sauce after this.
Heat, the Eastern Conference champion. It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Two of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Tyreek Grill should have been on your list, Marco.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is a.
Well, how about this? Somebody asked, is enshrined tailgating?
Oh, sometimes I feel like that's more of a Kings thing than a Dolphins thing.
But preseason though.
Preseason, no.
No way.
No.
No, that's not happening.
Along with somebody saying it's preseason for everyone. Have to practice the tailgate.
Somebody's telling me that on Twitter that the one that Jalen Ramsey was actually beefing with was the stabber.
Huh?
Yeah, that's the guy, the guy who punctured the lung. That was the guy.
That guy
who was
thinks he has the right to speak.
I feel like he's got to mind his P's and Q's lately.
You need to understand
why. Sometimes as people, you gotta know where you are.
Call him the stabber.
The puncturer.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Listen, he stabbed him with the. You can't puncture a lung and think you're not gonna get called the stabber. Sorry,
like
got one job.
How do you accidentally puncture a lung as a professional?
How do you just go whoops and Tyrod Taylor goes, excuse me? Yes. Listen, double T, I gotta tell you, I missed. Missed what?
Everything.
Remember how I was supposed to get your back? I got your lung.
That's rough. That's rough to even think about.
No, it's crazy.
He said, don't panic. The ambulance is on its way. You're gonna miss some time.
Oh my God, that's what
Can
a
you
nightmare.
imagine that. Get ready for your to start the season. Wow,
pretty wild. Get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Dolphins. They start preseason play tonight against the Falcons. Let's hear a little bit from the Dolphins. We're going to likely get a QB2 battle tonight. I imagine Mike White's probably going to get the start. Here is Tua on his QB room this year and his two backups.
I see a lot. I got the utmost respect for both of those guys. This is going to be the second year that Skyler's in the room with me. I mean, I know Skyler. We have a lot of animated conversations about football. And then just getting to know Mike White as well. Mike White's very smart, in the quarterback room. He has a lot to say as far as input as well. So it's really good to have both of them in there.
Hate input guy in a meeting.
He sounds like future coach.
Yes, I hate input guy in a meeting. The guy who gets into a meeting. And
we got him. We got him.
You know that guy.
We got him. The guy that always has to ask the question.
An ideas man. Well, actually, coach, shouldn't we go over this scenario? No, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't, Craig. Can we get this done?
Yeah. He was a kid in school that's like, hey, you forgot to assign us that homework you were talking about.
Mike White, he's got a lot of input.
I remember one time we had a coach. We had a coach and he was going over a blocking scheme with us. And he say, on this play, you got to check left to right to outside. I'm like, don't we have 11 guys on the field? Why we got to check 3 of them?
I feel like Tua's like going over to Skyler and goes, listen to this kiss ass. I remember somebody like that. And he's like, who? Fitzpatrick. He ain't kidding. Always had to say his 2 cents.
Oof.
He says a lot. Also, it was revealed that Mike McDaniel in the second joint practice, no orange jersey. Here's Tua on no player of the day for the second joint practice going into this game.
I didn't get that one. I'm
sorry.
I'm so sorry. Did you ask me about it? I did. That's it.
Why did you ask me a question about it?
Because I felt like your answer on it was like, "Hey, it was football talk." I apologize. I'm putting it down.
That's fine.
Okay.
Really, what I want to get to is Bradley Chubb, who knows the old. He loves Vic Fangio, and he especially loves that Vic Fangio doesn't say nice things.
Wasn't he with Vic Fangio?
The aspect of like the way he challenges you, he doesn't like go forth and say, "Oh man, you got to do this," like blah blah blah. He kind of just says it in a subtle way, with that old kind of like tone, the condescending tone. You be like, "Hold on, was he talking to me? How did he mean that?" And you don't really, "Oh man, he's talking crap about me. I gotta go do this." You kind of, all right, I accept that challenge, and I'm about to go out there and show him that I can do this and I will do this. So it's a good way, man. It's not like bearing down on somebody. It's just kind of challenge them in his way. And once you notice it, once you kind of understand it, you're like, okay, yeah, I got to step up, and he wants me to do that. And a lot of guys have been in that position and been stepping up, so it's been good to see.
Vic Fangio being condescending is not a surprise.
That's, you know what? That's Bill Belichick. Because he'll walk up to you and say, Leroy, you know, the last 2 times we've played these guys, that linebacker has literally been kicking your ass. Can we expect something different this week? That's what yeah. that's
Belichick was old.
But that's
condescending.
But that's kind of like I told you a story about we playing in a playoff game. In fact, it was like the last playoff game that Cleveland had won before recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And call a timeout. Me, Vinny, and Eric Metcalf come to the sideline. We talking about the play we're going to run. We had discussed it all week. We knew what was coming. Blah, blah, blah. Leroy, I want you and Eric to switch. You get in the slide, Eric, you get in the backfield. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? You know, out of the timeout, we run onto the field. Bill yells, "Hey, Vinny, don't screw it up like you did against Pittsburgh."
Jesus.
Then there's a playoff game. We on the goal line. Wasn't a whole bunch of scoring. And he yelled at it. Me and Eric looked at each other to start laughing because that's Bill.
That's great.
So you're like, you know, like he says some of the meanest things to you. And I think this is where Chubb is getting. He'll say some things that if you didn't know or didn't understand who the dude was, you would take offense to it. But he's always that way, so you just accept it. And I think that's, you know, it's part of getting to know your coaches and getting to know your players and understanding what kind of people they are. And then, you know, when you understand or care about where they're coming from, you know whether they mean harm or not.
I don't feel like Vic Fangio he just seems like old school. Like that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's not only old, he's old school. And it's probably a good, you know, yin and yang from Mike McDaniel. You know, it's like he doesn't, like Mike was saying earlier in the week. He's like, I don't want him. I don't want old Mike McDaniel. Man, that guy would ramble.
Well, here's the problem. Defense has to be coached differently than offense.
Is this because you said, as you've said before, defense is stupid? Leroy said that, not me. He said that.
Wow. Yeah, you know, actually, I have heard him say that.
They do fall for some dumb stuff. I got to tell you, like my favorite thing about defense is, and you watch the game, right? And now you can hear what some of the calls or whatever. I don't understand why every linebacker want to tell you he know where the play is going, right? Coming your way, left, coming your left. And I'm like, you know, if he's wrong, he basically screwed up the whole team. And so sometimes the quarterback would turn and look at me, and I'd smile like he has no idea what's getting ready to happen.
Crazy.
And he had already warned his whole team about the wrong thing.
Well, who do you think has like I mean, like there are guys who, obviously Chubb knows the system, but like if there is a guy who's got like the most to learn for it, is it Baker or along the linebackers? Is it Javon Holland? Like who's usually?
I would say
I know they've made a lot. I know they've made a lot of the cornerbacks. They're playing zone. They're not playing as much man as they did last year. But
right.
Xavier Howard's a vet, right? Like that shouldn't be too big of a change for him.
No. I would say linebackers and safeties in this defense probably have the most adjustments, right? Because they probably have more calls. They probably have more, one of the things when you play a lot of zone, the one area of the field that you want to definitely secure is the middle of the field. And so what you should watch for tonight is, I don't care who's playing, how secure is the middle of the field? Because when you're playing zone, it's mostly cover 2. You're getting after them with your front 4, and your linebackers are getting depth. If you can stop the run like that and then play that shell coverage, you're going to be pretty good as a defense because you're not going to ever give up any big plays. If it doesn't work and you got to put more pressure on them, and that means now you got to play a little more man-to-man, now you're exposing some guys, and I don't want to mention any names, rhymes with Snapple, but you expose guys and they're out of their element. And that's just kind of how you figure out what you can and can't do.
Other headlines: Marlins open up a 3-game series with the Yankees tonight. They're honoring the 2003 champs. First pitch 6:40. Jesus Lazard on the hill. As we've been mentioning, we had Juan Pierre earlier on this week. Him, Mike Lowell, Beckett, Josh Beckett making his return. I don't feel like Josh Beckett's been back for anything, Marlins, so that's kind of cool.
No.
World Series MVP. Conine's obviously going to be there. I feel like I missed out. Carl Pavano's going to be there.
I got the list.
Leroy. That's the majority of everybody, but they're going to be there doing photo ops. They're opening the ballpark 2 hours early. So if you want to go to watch some Marlins,
here's the list:
Woosies.
Josh Beckett, Jeff Conine, Derek Lee, Mike Lowell, Carl Pavano, Juan Pierre, and others.
I really want to. I want to meet Derek Lee tonight.
And here's what you need to know: it's going to be a meet and greet at the Marlins Museum at 5:00, and then they're going to relive some of those memories with Tommy Hutton at 5:45.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
So,
cool. And Tommy Hutton's got to do that, right?
Of course.
He's got to be the guy, right?
He is the voice of my childhood, even though he scolded me.
So, get there early.
And
I'm still trying to figure out how early I'm going to go. They
say parking is going to be a mother bleeper. I'm gonna,
right.
I think that's gonna be an interesting one. I'm gonna find someplace to no blocky. Let's get it going that way for me. And then the Pinks, they are back on the pitch tonight. They are hosting Charlotte FC in the League Cup quarterfinals. That game can be heard on 790 AM. If you guys are looking for that on the radio dial, you want to hear Messi. He scores 2 goals a game, so you're in for some Messi action. That's 8:30 tonight is when the Pinks are on the pitch. So check that on out. You guys can hear that on 790 tonight. And Canesfest is tomorrow at Hard Rock Stadium. Full pad scrimmage at 9:15. I think fans can go in at 8:30. That's 8. Yeah, it's early.
Here you go. Question. Tailgate for the spring game for the scrimmage?
I mean, if you got some omelet, you got an omelet station?
What are you talking about, dude? What do you think they still making ribs and brisket for the nooner?
That sounds good for breakfast. I gotta be honest. I love
brisket and eggs.
Oh,
you know what? And here's the deal. When I was at Michigan, when we would go to Minnesota, the game would start at 11. Right? And so I always wondered, I say, do they go from like hamburgers and hot dogs to like eggs and sausage and stuff like that? Do they go to a breakfast menu, a brunch menu? Or do they still go? I mean, because I got to tell you, eating, chicken and ribs and hamburgers and hot dogs at 9:00 in the morning, woo.
Yeah. So it says
I've done it. I ain't gonna apologize to nobody. I've done it.
It says in the Herald, it says 9:15 is the scrimmage. Fans can arrive as early as 8:30, free of charge, as the Canes have a Canes Fest. So they do like a
over under.
For the fans?
Over under fans.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I
feel like I want to say like 3,000. Is that like really low?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Say 15,000.
I was gonna say 15,000. Yeah.
It's not a spring game. It's just a scrimmage.
I was gonna say 15. Man, so if you into your school, man, you excited about it.
Yeah,
3,000?
I know how this. I know how they
wasted electricity.
It's early though. It's so early.
It is really early though.
Yeah, I'm
You
just
know,
saying.
there's a lot of action tonight.
But and here's the crazy thing: they playing that thing right after a Dolphins game. It ain't even 12 hours.
I know. Is that enough time for the turf? I guess they'll figure it out.
I mean, like, yeah.
Listen, they played enough
guess.
Citrus Bowls. They didn't.
I think. I mean, I got 80,000 for my spring game, so
yeah. Well, I understand.
Yeah.
But if you just say bad turf, the first thing I think of is Citrus Bowl.
Kind of gets me nervous though.
Oh wait, what about when they canceled the damn Hall of Fame game?
Oh yeah, with the paint.
With the paint.
I tell you what, I'm a little nervous about this Miami Pro League because I was watching that. I was watching that on Wednesday, and it was like guys slipping and sliding all over the place.
They don't have the mop guy.
They have like 9 mop guys. It wasn't working because it doesn't have the air conditioning. It's a high school gym.
Oh no!
So it's like it's so soupy in there because you have all these people. You have people standing on the sidelines. You know, there's so many people there, and so I don't think they can. That's like so. When it got to a point where it's like, I think Bam's team had like a 15-point lead and there was like 4 minutes left. They're like, we call this? Yeah, let's call this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they called it because they were just like, people are slipping a lot. We can't fix this.
Dang.
It was crazy.
You think they'd be able to, get another court than a free high school gym of some
Well, I think
sort.
it is free though. I think you get to just walk in and you can watch until they're full. So that's cool. Like if you do want to watch basketball, if you never get to see NBA guys, like it's a pretty cool opportunity. A lot of action tonight, dude.
Nice.
And Tyler Hero's supposed to be there. That's what he
That's
said.
right.
He said on Twitter, he says, I'm going to be at the game. 8 o'clock, I think, is when it's at.
Need ShamWows on the ground.
Do they play a bunch of games or just one game?
A bunch of games. They play a bunch of games. Like I think there's, but now that I think about it, I think tonight is the championship game. So I think there's only one game tonight.
Ooh.
The Miami Pro League title game.
And Tyler Hero's just like
I don't know who he's playing for. I don't know if he's playing with Bam. I don't even know if Bam's playing tonight because I think there's different guys every time. Like these trainers get little teams together, and one day he's got Michael Beasley, the next he has Bam Adebayo.
Gotcha.
Okay. Michael Beasley still playing basketball?
Oh yeah, dude. Michael Beasley, he'll show up and hoop.
He'll play basketball until the end of time. Just always
It just seems like he could play basketball forever because it's so silky smooth.
Yep, for sure.
But nobody trusts him enough to put him on the team.
Nah.
Except Tobin.
I love that guy. Take a break. Back up to this.
And here we go. Preseason game number 1 tonight for the Dolphins in Miami Gardens against the Falcons. We're talking
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Let's get to your training camp update, which is brought to you by Miami-Dade County Public Schools Technical Colleges. Enroll today in one of over 60 Miami-Dade County Public School Technical Colleges affordable training programs and get fast-tracked to a financially rewarding career in 1 to 2 years. Convenient day and evening classes given to you as flexible as the ice, and Leroy is shaking into the microphone,
Leroy,
dude.
What are we doing?
Convenient day and evening classes give you the flexibility you need while you learn. Go to careerinayear.com and get there. I will say, though, the one thing I will say about that ice, makes me think of Penguins, which makes me think of Jalen Waddle.
Ooh.
I hope Jalen Waddle's okay.
Yeah, me too.
Did they give an update on his injury?
No, and that's why I'm worried.
I would guess if it's a side and he fell, something like a hip pointer.
What does he need from me? What can I do to make Jalen Waddle better? You know,
Hip
I don't
pointers,
want
hip pointers are very painful.
You need me to go to the pharmacy, get him some icy hot? Like, what can I do? I just want to make sure he's all right.
Rest.
You know,
Rest.
I can't have a football season where I don't get to do the penguin dance. I'm sorry.
Rest.
I don't think I'm looking forward to anything more than the first Waddle. But just want Jalen Waddle to be okay, man.
Yeah. Didn't they say coming into the league that he had some sort of question marks as far as his injury?
Well, he had a bad ankle injury.
Yeah, but since then, though, he's been really consistent.
Yeah, he's had, I think, a couple things but he's, he's not the biggest dude in the world. Now he has gotten bigger this offseason. He's put on a lot more muscle.
Nice.
But listen, I don't care about muscle with Jalen Waddle. You know what I want? I want those routes to be crisp. That's what I want. Crisp. All right. The only thing I want him flexing on is crisp routes, and then the speed will take care of itself. You know, he's strong enough. But I just need him to be crisp. But right now, I just want him to be okay.
Yeah,
I just want him to be okay. Like, why am I so worried about him? I don't know, but it's just like I imagine like
it's that PTSD from the Ramsey injury.
Well, yeah, but I don't find myself worrying about Jalen Ramsey as much as Jalen Waddle, just because I love Jalen Waddle. I think Jalen Waddle might be my favorite player on the team.
Really?
Okay.
I think he is.
I know who my favorite player is.
Eli Apple.
-1 for Sass.
Totally deserved. Who is your favorite player on the team?
Christian Wilkins.
Oh yeah, that's his guy.
Oh, that's interesting. No Tyreek Hill, no Tua out of this.
Tua's too obvious.
Yeah,
everybody's favorite player is Tua.
Well, but like I've been on Christian Wilkins since he got into the league.
But if I were to get a jersey, like I haven't gotten a jersey in a long time, but I would go with Waddle. Instead, what I'd like to do is get a little miniature jersey. I stole my child's stuffed penguin. Because she was going to donate it to my wife's classroom and for a reading buddy. And I said, actually, I could use this for shenanigans.
Okay.
Really?
It's a close set.
It's a close set, dude. She goes, did you take my penguin?
Oh, you
I
didn't
was
even...
like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
You weren't going to use it. You were going to give it to the kids. I'm going to give it to some stupid kid in a third grade class who's going to get it snot all over it, or can I use it for shenanigans?
Nice.
Now I have a penguin in my
So now you're going to get a little Waddle jersey?
Of course.
How much do you think it'd be for one of those machines to make it snow in this side of the studio? I need bits because I love Javon Holland, dude. I'm looking for
you like the snowman? That's your favorite player?
That's my
Javon
guy.
Holland, your guy?
Yeah,
he's pretty great.
Snow machine.
He's pretty great.
Galette, if you're listening, snow machine.
Dude, if we can make your room look like a snow globe,
wow,
that would be something.
Yep.
I mean, you're not far off because it is freezing.
It is actually pretty cold in here, so I'll take it. Working on it.
Thank God frogs don't have follicles.
No, but they are cold-blooded, though.
Did you see that Sean Payton has rules for preseason? I didn't know if this is weird or not weird, but I feel like he treats his players like children.
No. There's rules. Every coach has rules. Let me tell you. I'll tell you if they're unrealistic.
Okay, here are his rules for preseason games.
Mm-hmm.
Players must take off their uniforms after they're done playing.
What do you mean?
It says players must take off their uniforms after they're done playing.
Like done for the game?
I guess there's no confusion.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You know? They are not allowed to wear sunglasses.
Yeah.
I don't
get
know
that.
Why?
Well, why would you want your NFL player on the sideline in sunglasses? Nothing says I'm not playing like sunglasses.
Who cares though?
No, but a lot of coaches have that rule. That's not Yeah, don't look. If you're not gonna play, don't like look too casual, right?
It says bucket hats, or as Sean Payton refers to them as Gilligan hats, are strictly forbidden.
Yeah, that's a coaching hat. That's why.
Okay, dude. Let's just say.
Wait. Before you get crazy about these rules, have you ever seen a player wearing a bucket hat?
Tyler Hero.
No.
He's a walking bucket.
There's the whole point, you rascal.
Point for Marcos.
Have I ever seen
football players on the sidelines?
I can't think of it.
No, you haven't.
I can't think of it, but here's the thing. Like, if Jalen Ramsey wanted to wear a bucket hat, who cares?
No, that's not the point.
What is the point?
You've never seen it, and so he has this rule that nobody probably even thought of anyway.
But see, I disagree. Why would you have rules unless you felt you needed to enforce them?
He's probably had these rules his whole coaches have their own way of doing things where no matter where they coach.
Dade Stott says the old love arbitrary rules. Agreed.
But
agreed.
Are they arbitrary rules?
I think they're kind of stupid. Sunglasses.
Okay,
no
if you've
hat.
no sunglasses, basically saying he don't want you looking too casual on the sidelines.
Don't they wear like NFL gym gear?
What do you mean?
Like when you're on the sidelines, don't you have to wear team issued like shorts or shirts anyway?
Yeah.
So like, who cares? It's gonna have a dolphin on it. It's not like someone's gonna go in there with the Tyler Hero furry bucket hat.
Or gonna do dolphin glasses?
Oh yeah. Right.
Okay, so
what if it's really bright out? Like you're not allowed to wear if it's just a really bright game, no sunglasses?
No.
So I gotta be like this the whole time.
I don't know why you're making a big deal out of this. Nobody usually wears sunglasses on the sidelines.
I just don't like the fact that I don't have the option.
Yeah, like let me have the option.
You're saying you don't have an option of something nobody ever does. So like you're making a big deal about a rule that when's the last time you seen a player wear sunglasses on the sidelines?
Maybe that's the problem.
I don't know.
So why is that a big deal that he has this stupid rule?
You know,
no, it's not nitpicking if it's not. So what? Okay, go ahead. There's a rule. I don't have to change my life for that rule. Any other rules?
Finally, players, regardless of status, not allowed to do interviews during the preseason game.
Yeah, I know a lot of some coaches allow it, some coaches don't.
That I know happens a lot. Like Kim Bokamper interviews a lot of Dolphins during the game.
Right.
Not in Sean Payton's watch.
Right. So anything wrong with that?
It's just like why? Like so Broncos Bokamper can't go over to you and be like, how's the training camp going and what do you think of this year? No.
During the game?
Who cares? It's a preseason game, dude.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you?
Mike Cunha's talking to Teron Armstead today. Who cares?
That'd be nice.
You're quibbling.
Do you think you can find loopholes around it, like the no bucket hat? What if
Sean Payton looks like he hates a loophole. Didn't they ban those?
I can't. Why they're banning everything?
No, I think they banned them in baseball.
Oh,
okay. You know why?
Because of New Era.
Right.
New Era is the sponsor of hats, and New Era doesn't make the giant, ridiculously sized hat.
It's a loophole, though. Imagine that. It's not a bucket hat.
It is a big asshole, not a loophole.
All right, we Tickle Leroy's Fancy coming up next.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass
fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh?
I'm so fancy. You already know I'm in the fast lane. From here to Tokyo, I'm so fancy.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to take out our feather dusters and tickle Leroy's fancy.
My fancy is tickled.
Well, first, can we get a weather update, Leroy, from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? Your accident attorney.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Oh, heading over to the Metroplex.
Hey, bro, fix your fire alarm.
Got a printer?
That's not a fire alarm.
What is that?
That's Mel's doing something.
Big spot.
While you might see Doppler 9 on TV, I have Doppler 1, and that one is me. And I'm going to look outside. It is partly cloudy. Winds are out of... Can't tell.
He's duped.
Looks like it's out of the north almost.
Last time we stumped Leroy on wind.
No, it looks like it's out of the north, maybe the northwest. Light winds, 5 miles an hour, and the temperature is 91 degrees.
How you doing, Marcos?
Very light winds, 3 miles per hour. Actually, east southeast at 9 miles per hour.
East southeast?
Yep.
Hold on. My clouds look like they're coming out of the west, but
92 degrees. I think you said it was like 91 or 92. 30% chance of rain with isolated thunderstorms on the horizon.
Which means it's summer and it rains every day at 4 or 5 o'clock.
Exactly.
Right.
Which
All
makes
right,
it a little more difficult for no blocky.
Let's get to tickling your fancy. First up, the Pinks. Back on the pitch tonight, hosting Charlotte FC in the League Cup quarterfinals. Does that tickle your fancy, Leroy?
It does. Unfortunately, I'm going to be relying on others
tickled.
To get updates and stuff like that because I'll be at the Marlins game. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I want to see how far these guys can take it with Messi and this newfound energy. So there's a lot of excitement around this team, a lot of energy, and I want it to keep going.
Oh, is that Hard Knocks?
That's Hard Knocks in the background.
All right, Leroy. Tonight, the Dolphins, they start preseason play against the Atlanta Falcons. 7 o'clock is your kickoff from Hard Rock Stadium. You'll have some pregame coverage here. Game Day Uncensored gets going at 3. Tickle your fancy, Leroy? First preseason game?
It does for a number of reasons. One,
is tickled.
when you get into the second and third years of your program, of what you're trying to do, of what you're trying to get across to your men, you want to see it trickle down to everyone, not just your starters. Guys like Tyreek Hill and Tua and Christian Wilkins and Chubb and Teron Armstead. These guys are all going to get it. They understand, and they understand what Mike McDaniel is trying to do, and he's probably been a little clearer with them because they're the guys that kind of drive the ship, right? Steer the ship. But a bigger indication of how good your team is everybody else, whether you're going to be on the team or not, being on the same page. Understanding that you got to play a certain type of way if you're going to play with the Miami Dolphins. And I think that happens with the Heat. So no matter who comes to the Heat, they understand that there's a certain way they have to play, right?
Yep.
When you're in a solid program, when you're in a solid organization, those things seem to trickle along, through everyone, whether you end up here or not. So when I watch games like this, I want to see, hey, is that third stringer still playing with the same intensity? Does he know what to do? Does he understand how they're trying to play football here? And if you see that, you go, yeah, this is heading in the right direction.
Coming up tonight, Leroy, the first of 3, your Miami Marlins open up a 3-game series with the New York Yankees. First pitch tonight, 6:40. Does the Marlins and Yankees tickle your fancy?
It does for a lot of reasons. One, we get to see our people. You
My
know,
fancy is tickled.
We set out a couple of times a year. We go out and see our peeps, go have some fun, couple of drinks, and then watch Yankees and Marlins.
Yep.
Yes, my fancy is tickled.
Coming up tomorrow, Leroy, Canesfest. The Canes are scrimmaging. Come on, dude.
Fancy not tickled.
Okay.
You want me to be excited for a scrimmage of a football team that we have no idea how many games they can win at 9:15 in the morning? Stop it.
Okay, fair enough. Also coming up tomorrow, Leroy, Anthony Joshua is back in the ring. He is taking on Robert Helenius, a late replacement. The last time we saw Robert Helenius, he was getting knocked out in one round by Deontay Wilder because AJ's original opponent, Dillian White, popped for juice. So the fight. So on 1 week's notice, this poor bastard has to go fight Anthony Joshua. But, of course, Anthony Joshua in need of a win. Does this tickle your fancy tomorrow on DAZN, Leroy?
Nope. No, there's nothing worse than the replacement fight. It's not like MMA, right? When you have the replacement fight for MMA, those guys can come in still. If you pick the wrong guy, you can still get got.
Can get
right?
got.
But in boxing, they ain't bringing in a guy that's going to compete.
I will say this. How about this for tickling your fancy? Off the schedule, but Terrence Crawford yesterday said that he is open to super fights against Gervonta Davis and Canelo Alvarez. Tickle your fancy?
Ooh. Canelo
tickles your fancy more.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis, I feel like it's too small for him.
But I would say this. Canelo has had free reign over boxing, with his only loss coming against Floyd.
My fancy is tickled.
And I would say this.
Hmm?
I think Terrence Crawford is Floyd with power.
Yeah.
So that would be the biggest fight that we've seen.
Huge. But I do like this fight coming up. He's got Canelo is fighting Jermell Charlo coming up in September. That's the guy that
got slapped.
That's not the one who got slapped. It's the one that when he knocked down his teammate Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford just points into the ring out into the stands and goes, "You're next." That's cold. Ooh.
That is cool.
Wow.
Anyway, tomorrow night, Leroy, a little person we like to call Dwyane Wade is enshrined in the Basketball Hall of Fame alongside Dirk Nowitzki, boo, Tony Parker, boo, Pau Gasol, whatevs, and Gregg Popovich, boo.
The Bat Killer, is he related to J-Fig?
The Bat Killer was Manu Ginobili.
Oh, that was, who'd you say?
Tony Parker.
No, and then?
Pau Gasol.
Oh, Pau Gasol. Oh, I thought you said Manu. I'm sorry.
But tickle your fancy Hall of Fame ceremony?
D Wade, yes, absolutely.
My fancy.
I'm always going to be drawn to guys that are able to do what they do for a long period of time without any issues, being stand-up guys throughout their career. So guys like D Wade, I'm like a big fan, because you watched, if you're a Miami Heat fan, you watched him grow from a quiet young player to a spokesman for a team and other things. And it has been an amazing ride. So I would like to see it all culminated with a Hall of Fame speech.
Would your fancy be tickled by Jets Panthers preseason action tomorrow?
I thought we were boys.
Number 1 overall pick.
I thought we were boys.
Snappy snaps.
I thought we were boys.
Okay.
Fancy not tickled.
Have we not hung out enough to know?
We've hung out. I was just asking if it tickled your fancy. That's all.
It don't even tickle your fancy.
It doesn't.
Right. Hey, let me tell you something. Your fancy is easier to tickle than mine.
I'll catch it on Hard Knocks. I'll get the gist of it.
No, they don't even show Hard Knocks. They just show Aaron Rodgers.
It pretty much is just Aaron Rodgers. That's all they got going on there. Like they're like, oh, the Jets don't want to be on Hard Knocks. Let me tell you something about Aaron Rodgers. That dude loves attention. He loves being on Hard Knocks. He was mic'd up the whole episode. He goes, we get some good stuff. That dude loves being on Hard Knocks. Liv Schreiber, he's like, get me off camera already. I like being the narrator. Doesn't want to be on camera. That's why he's a narrator. He only wants to be on camera when he's Ray Donovan.
I heard all of
But even before that, wasn't he one of the X-Men or one of the bad guys for X-Men or something?
I don't know. I know him as Ray Donovan.
I thought he was in one of the X-Men.
I know him as Ray Donovan. That's what I know him as.
Yeah.
The fixer. It's
his
celebrity problem.
He was Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Sabretooth. Who the hell's Sabretooth?
Yeah, he's Wolverine's brother.
Wolverine has a brother?
I know.
Yeah.
It's
No, that's strange. And then he had to beat the brakes off of him.
That's true.
Oh man, listen, you gotta do that. Leroy, does this tickle your fancy? They announced yesterday that you can get Red Zone directly from the NFL now, streaming for $15 a month. Oh, tickle your fancy? Ooh.
Nope. Guess what?
Fancy, not tickled.
I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna piss a lot of people off. I have never watched 1 second of Red Zone football.
What?
Yep.
Huh?
The hell do you mean?
That's not
Leroy?
true. You've had to have watched Red
What
Zone.
do you mean, Leroy?
I promise you.
Even at
I promise you.
You've had to
I
watch
promise
Red
you.
Zone. You've
I
had to.
promise you.
Not possible.
Even accidentally, I get off of it.
You've never like wandered onto the
No.
Red Zone?
No.
Marcos, if you watch, you love Red Zone, huh?
Yeah, for sure. It's the best thing. How does he not like take a bathroom break or something like that?
How do you not want to watch, especially when there's no Dolphins? Like when there's Dolphins, I watch the Dolphins, but like Red Zone, when there's no Dolphins on, like you never taken a ride on the Red Zone train?
Nope.
Intense.
Whew. I mean, when they hit the end of that 1 o'clock slate, it's like drugs. So good.
I have never watched 1 second.
I don't think that's true. You've
I
had to.
promise you.
Even by accident, you've never been at somebody's house and they've had on Red Zone?
No.
Nah,
No.
That's ridiculous.
First of all, I try to avoid going to people's house and watch football games.
Fine.
Do you know who Scott Hansen is?
Scott Hansen, isn't he the guy who does Red Zone, right?
He does Red Zone,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
There's him and then there's Andrew Siciliano.
The
But I think
ears.
The ears, yeah. He's doing, I think the way it works, I think Siciliano's doing the YouTube version because YouTube TV has the NFL ticket this year, which now you don't need because I could just get Scott Hansen for $15 and he's just as good. Wow. So
they got two Red Zones.
Yeah, they've always had two Red Zones. They've always had two Red Zones. They had an Xfinity Red Zone and they had a DirecTV Red Zone.
Damn, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think you can still get Red Zone on Xfinity. I think it's not just YouTube. So they're still for they're just
You know who ruined it for me? Any chance of this? DirecTV.
Oh,
fair enough.
With the weather and the not being able to get games on certain days. And I just got so tired of it that,
We've been playing D Wade montages all week. If you want to get the Goosies, we celebrate D Wade coming on up. Plus some Heat news yesterday regarding the season. Some actual non-Dame Heat news. That's next.
Time to get into Hawk and Crowder's wheelhouse.
This is it.
Durant for Wade. Walker back. Here's Wade 17.
Seeing him being able to go off on his own term, say when he's done and nobody forced him out or did anything of that nature. He's able just to hang it up when he was ready to hang it up and be at peace with it all. So that's real sweet of him.
Wade se busca arriba a Wade con un segundo. Wade le tapa el lance. Back to Wade. Wade can't get the shot up, just throws it off.
No, he couldn't get it off. Now fires it up. Bank it in. It counts. It counts. The Heat win the game. Got it. Dwyane Wade right at the buzzer. Oh my! He throws up a prayer, and it is answered.
Exacta contra el tablero y anota. Y gana el Miami Heat. La desviaron. Agarra Wade. Dispara y encesta. Locura. Locura aquí en el American Arena. Wade dando vuelta.
And Miami wins it 126 to 125. And this is his house.
Number 3. There is no stage too big, and there are no lights too bright. He's done it his whole career, and he continues to do it, and thank God we got him.
Wade, Joe! Wade right at the buzzer!
Oh, that's basketball season right there.
Gucci's galore, dude. There you have it. D Wade, his one last dance.
You know what? They should change that intro music right there and go with like the beginning of you ever heard the song Unholy?
Sam Smith
and Kim with Petrus.
Yeah.
The beginning of that song. Just the instrumental.
I'm watching this game winner back. This is one of the craziest game winners ever that D Wade had.
Oh, against the Warriors.
Oh, he gets the ball. First of all, I think the thing that's most amazing about it is Deion Waiters giving the ball up.
Hey, Philly cheese, don't pass the ball to nobody.
11 seconds left. D Wade brings it up. He's got Draymond on him, and then he kicks it over. Little handoff to Deion Waiters, who then does get double teamed. He kicks it back to D Wade. Durant flies at him, bobbles the ball. D Wade, who throws it up. I think is that I don't know who number 2 was on the Warriors back then, but he just banks it off the window. It is an insane sequence that he had to beat them 126 to 125. D Wade, and he was remember D Wade. He was that was Durant, Clay. Everybody was playing that night.
Hey, you know what's amazing? It's like, as incredible as that was, the most incredible moment was Philly cheese passing it up.
Philly cheese passing it up. What? He didn't have 2 guys out. It was the right basketball play by Philly cheese because they threw 2 guys. Clay, your boy Clay Thompson's all over him, and D Wade as he shakes it past Durant, who gets a finger on it, and he throws it, heaves it off the glass to go in. Crazy. What a shot. And then everybody just goes insane while he's wearing the Vice Night jerseys. He's got Justice Winslow chasing him, and then he goes back on the scorer's table for one more. This is my house moment. Well, of course, he did have one against the at his last home game where they beat the Sixers, but he fell.
I was gonna say, didn't he fall?
Yeah, he fell.
He said that was tragic. And then remember, he really messed up his knee on that.
Yeah, he almost
didn't play in the final game.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
That was Braid Wade.
Yep. Yep. He was trying some stuff that year.
Yeah.
But that game winner was
not braids like Jimmy though.
No.
Jimmy went full.
That was
full roster.
Huge moment there. Let's get some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
D Wade is going into the Basketball Hall of Fame, 8 o'clock on NBA TV tomorrow. Dirk Nowitzki is in his class. Dirk Nowitzki's such a nerd, dude.
Yeah, I saw
his ass.
But I'm not gonna hate on the guy when he's done nothing wrong. That's us problem.
You know what? It's always the pot shots. You know, it's always we're not that close. So like, all right, you know what? Get over it. You kind of sound like Paul Pierce. You know,
He doesn't.
You quibble.
He doesn't say. Listen,
he's a quibbler.
He never says anything negative about
Dirk Nowitzki. Every time he's asked about you, he goes, "Well, you're not going to be friends with everybody." Then keep it to yourself. You know what, Dirk? If you have nothing nice to say, Don't say anything at all.
It's
All right?
how's that mean? You're not gonna be friends with everybody.
It's just enough, and we get it. You don't like Dwyane Wade. Just say you don't like.
Wait,
how
how does that mean you don't like Dwyane Wade?
He doesn't like D Wade, dude. It's enough for it. D Wade's been nothing but class to
There's
him
a timeline.
ever since D Wade made fun of his flu with LeBron, and you know it was LeBron probably influencing D Wade. Ever since he made fun of his flu, this guy has been. First he cries because D Wade had the greatest. He eradicated his first championship. He couldn't get past Udonis Haslem. UD was the Dirk stopper, and then in 2011 they made a little jokey joke at his expense. Oh, thought that he was overplaying the whole flu thing. And he hasn't let it go since. It's just like enough. You can't let some things go.
Why do you look for beef?
I'm going through the timeline. There's some legitimacy here. 2007, Wade takes offense to Nowitzki saying he felt like the Mavericks gave the Heat a chance.
Oh yeah, they gave 4 in a row. 4 in a row. They gave it away. And the thing that annoys me about it is no one ever questions Dirk, right?
Yep.
Guy has one of the most embarrassing flameouts in the playoffs after an MVP season. No one ever says anything. He just kind of got to go about his life. D Wade sitting here, he has to get into Twitter debates with a bunch of yahoos every single week.
Which is just Paul Pierce.
Yeah, but it's annoying. And this Dirk Nowitzki just won't let it go.
D Wade handled it the best way he could by saying, I enjoy living rent-free in Paul Pierce's head.
Dirk Nowitzki sitting here. Ooh, he gave you a jersey. You guys did a jersey exchange. Are you a phony, Dirk? Maybe you're a phony. Anyway, I'm going to be booing his speech.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like him, dude. I don't want to like the Mavericks or anything about him. I don't like him. I don't like Mark Cuban.
Does the street sign have anything to do with that?
No, it has nothing to do with that. Nothing at all.
Okay.
That's props to Texas's government. I mean, they get things done in Texas, apparently. Here, we're a bleep show. Everybody just
figuring that out.
Everybody just wants the photo ops.
Yep.
Wow, I'm just now seeing the quote. I wouldn't say we're friends, says Nowitzki.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it.
Grow up, man. Grow up.
Oh, they made a little jokey joke.
You got the last laugh already. You know what I call that? Quibbling.
Yep.
He's quibbling.
Yep.
Dirk Nowitzki's out here. He's living his entire life just quibbling.
Marcos, stop.
Enjoy the victory lap. You know what happens? You know what I like, Leroy? I like when two old fighters, after they share wars, they become friends. Even Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson went into business together. And this Dirk Nowitzki.
What?
I believe they sold weed gummies that were Holyfield's ear.
Ooh, pretty good.
Hilarious.
That's good.
You got to laugh. You got to learn to laugh. And this Dirk Nowitzki's never learned to laugh.
Tyson was at the fight.
Oh, yeah, he was. He was.
Gotti Ward. Remember that?
Great friends. Until the tragic death of Arturo Gotti.
Yeah. Apollo and Rocky.
Best friends. And this Dirk Nowitzki just won't be friends with D Wade. It's just enough with the quibbling, dude. Get over it, Dirk.
Says the quibble master.
I'm not the quibble master. It's just I don't understand. What is he? You guys split championships, all right? 50-50. You guys were 1-1, okay? Now, I mean, you're lucky LeBron James took a big poop on the floor. I mean, that's why you won.
Here we go.
I mean, let's be real about it. If you want to talk about we gave away a championship, who gave away the championship? The Mavericks did not give away a championship. Wade took that championship. The Heat gave away that championship in 2011. Gave it away, dude. And like everybody always likes to say, "Oh, that team wasn't ready to win." Yes, they were. One guy wasn't ready to win. Post up JJ Barea. I will say though, very classy of LeBron yesterday. I will give the king props. I liked his.
You don't really give props. What's the side angle?
No. I'm giving props to the king, dude. I'm giving props to the king. Because did you guys see the video that he put out yesterday?
No.
Oh
yeah, with all the different people talking about.
I know that Leroy will accuse me of being a Goosey's floozy, which is unfair. But if you're a Heat fan, do yourself a favor. When we go to commercial break, fire this up and you watch the 5-minute video that they put together with they got everybody in this video for D Wade. Even the Harris. I haven't heard Nick Harrison say 2 words. Even he had a piece on this. But they got LeBron and CB and Gary Payton and Shaq. And the only guy they didn't have is Birdman. Where is he?
Getting swole somewhere.
My favorite part of the video though was just was like there was 2 seconds of Michael Beasley goes, "Congrats, D-Wade."
Okay.
No words. No,
What, they didn't ask you.
Nah, they didn't ask me. They didn't
Okay,
ask me.
That's all right. Next one. You'll get the next one.
Yeah. When you know, whatever. But the point is, this video was gooses galore, dude. And then
Gooses
afterwards,
galore.
LeBron was given props. I was just gonna say, hey, it was nice of Shreethan goes, why was James Johnson in that video? They played together.
Yeah, it was a little strange though.
You think there should have been like a level, like there should have been a stat?
I would have preferred Bob McAdoo.
Chris Quinn was in the video.
Oh, Quinny.
You know,
Fisdale.
Of course, Fisdale.
Need him.
I mean, Chris Quinn played with him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. LeBron yesterday tweeted out on D Wade, said, "Yes, sir. Heat Nation, stand up, standing ovation, clap, 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 clap emoji.
Okay.
Congratulations, Dwyane Wade. Love you, brother." And then he retweeted the Heat's tweet that also said, "The resume is unmatched. Take your arguments elsewhere." And on the graphic, the Heat have 3-time champ, 06 Finals MVP, 13-time All-Star. That's good. 8-time All-NBA, NBA 75th anniversary team, 08-09 scoring champ, 03-04 All-Rookie, 3-time All-Defensive selection. Paul Pierce is 0. First ballot Hall of Fame inductee, 6-time NBA Player of the Month, 19-time Player of the Week, 2009-2010 All-Star MVP, 2004 Olympic bronze medal, and then, of course, the redeemed 2008 Olympic gold medal.
Yeah.
That's a good resume, objectively. And what I basically just want to say here is, get over it, Dirk Nowitzki. Dude, enough of you already. Tired of this.
I saw they put up the stat for how many people fell for his pump fake as well. I thought that was interesting.
He was a master at that. You fall for the D-Way, but you suckers.
Yeah.
You suckers. That's how you get fouls. You
For
don't
sure.
flop around like a windsock like James Harden. You do it like a man and you pump fake and you make him think you're taking a shot and then you catch him in the air. That's how you do it. Way different, dude. Way different.
Way different.
Change the rules for Wade.
No, because he's not a trickster. You know, he's not out here. He's not out here trying to do a gimmick. Way different. In fact, one of the funniest videos ever was Robbie doing the difference between. I'm going to retweet that if you guys haven't seen that. It was genius. It was genius work. I mean, like D-Wade. Congrats.
Wait,
man. Deserve it.
Robbie has a best of. He's got the James Harden D-Wade comparison. Remember, he taught us how to turn two from second base.
Oh, that was amazing.
Then what we have one. What do? We were catchers one day.
Long snappers.
Long snapper. He can shoot a bow and arrow.
He's a very interesting man. But anyway,
And he has no back hair.
I just retweeted it so you guys can see RTD's recreation of the Wade Harden drawing fouls. We'll take a quick break. I will get to that Heat news too, and more silly sauce on the other side. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. This is what you want to intro an NBA game, Leroy?
That's what I want to do.
No, the beginning. If you play the with no music, no words, no singing.
Oh, yeah. That guy gets he sings it, love. J-Fig was wondering where Birdman was. I don't know where Birdman is. I haven't seen anything from Birdman since like the last time that mysterious photo came where he was extremely jacked.
Yeah,
at like a gym in Boca. But I haven't. Nobody's heard of Birdman. Heard from Birdman. I don't think.
Let me see.
Every once in a while he'll pop up at a Heat game, but like I don't think anybody gets. I don't think anybody has Birdman's number. You know. Be funny if they did go to. It would be funny though if they go to the Hall of Fame ceremony, and like Birdman is in the crowd.
Oh, I'm reading a story that I should probably do more research on before I use this platform. But
what are you talking about, the catfishing thing?
Yes,
you didn't know about that?
No.
Yeah, that was
that catfish.
What Birdman? He got catfished. It was like a crazy story. They actually did like they did a catfish special on that story about the lady catfishing Birdman and a woman. She was catfishing both of them, and Birdman ended up getting like. It was kind of a crazy thing because they had Birdman like get his like servers taken, and people thought like, oh, Birdman was having a relationship with an underage girl, and he wasn't.
Oh, thank God.
You know, and so that was, but that was like, and I think he was already suspended by the league. It's why he got him on such a cheap contract. He was out of the league for a suspension, which everybody assumes he was doing some, you know, pretty hard drugs, and then he had this scandal that was around him too. And that's why he was kind of like, because the guy was good. It wasn't like Birdman was a bum.
Yeah.
And they got him on a 10-day contract, and he ended up being an integral part of one of their championships.
Man,
you know, that guy had no legs in the 2014 finals, though. He had a bad leg injury. Birdman, woo,
yeah,
no
but
flight.
Remember that Harlem Shake though?
Oh, that was great.
That was fun.
That was a classic, dude.
Worth it.
That was a classic. Speaking of the Heat, by the way, we'll get back into the Dolphins here in just a second. But the Heat, they announced yesterday, Shams tweeted out the Christmas Day lineup, and I was assuming that they're gonna snub the Heat again, even though they were the only conference finals team not to get a Christmas game last year.
Christmas games have not been the same without the Heat.
It's not. And do you want to know what their record is on Christmas?
What's that?
You want to know what the Christmas record is, Leroy? 11-2.
Look at that.
11-2. They own Christmas. Yep. Okay. Pat Riley's basically Santa Claus. Hopefully he gets me.
No, that would be the Grinch.
Huh?
He makes everybody else's Christmas miserable.
Oh,
that's the Grinch.
Yeah, I guess. I picture him more as like a cool Santa, though. The point is, the matchup.
Wait, you know what, Marcos? He has a phrase where he just blows by what I say and continue to what he was saying. The point is, he says that just so he can ignore what the hell I just said.
Kind of like when you say, "If I could, can I ask you something?" That's like yours. We all have our pivots. Meanwhile, the Heat. Here's the lineup: Bucks at Knicks, Celtics at Lakers, Mavs at Suns, Warriors at Nuggets, and then 76ers at the Miami Heat.
Goosey.
So Philly coming to Miami for Christmas.
Christmas in Miami.
Christmas in Miami this year. I think.
Oh, Eric Spoelstra is 8-0.
Never lost on Christmas?
No, of the 11-2, he's 8-0.
That damn Pat was he wasn't very good on Christmas then.
Yeah, he was so that would have made Pat
3-2.
Maybe Van Gundy was in there messing things
Here
up.
was there was the big matchup that they had the one year. It was when they had the Kobe Shaq. That was a big Christmas Day matchup. That was a big Christmas Day matchup.
Yeah.
Barry Jackson says, per sources, 76ers at Heat game has been tentatively scheduled for 8 p.m.
Oh.
So there you go.
That's cool though. I mean, what do we have to do at Christmas night? You get all the family stuff done during the day.
I kind of I threw that because I saw this tweet last night. I kind of just threw it out there to Mrs. Tobin. I was like, he playing Christmas this year. And she just looks at me and she goes, "Oh, do they?"
You know what that means? Don't play. Hey, don't play. Don't play.
Doesn't look like my boots are going to be on the ground that day. I don't know.
Oh, but here's the deal.
Stage.
Like, Are you into that Christmas game? Because there's a whole lot of football going on.
Yeah, I'm into that Christmas game.
That's like championship week, bowl season, all kind of stuff going on.
I love hoops, dude. I will definitely be into that game.
No,
but,
I love basketball too, but I'm saying it's not the new year yet.
I know you have like a strict January rule.
I'm not the only one who thinks that, dude. They say it over TV all the time.
But so what? People say a lot of dumb stuff on TV. You know?
People say dumb stuff on the radio.
Not me, dude. Pro's pro. Can I ask you something? Why do you gotta bring up old stuff?
Because you said everybody not professionals.
Let me see. You got Vegas at Kansas City. That's gonna be a blowout. You got New York at Philly. Maybe it's a good game, but you have Daniel Jones.
What's football doing here with this thing, though?
And Baltimore at San Francisco. Yeah, what are they doing? Because it's a Monday.
What's up with this?
What's up with that? They're just trying to snatch. They're the Grinch. If anybody's the Grinch,
Whoa, so it's a Monday and they got 3 games?
Yeah, because the Dolphins play.
Remember on Thanksgiving they do 4 now, right? Or is it 3?
No, they do 3 now.
3. Okay.
They do 3, but the Dolphins play on Black Friday. That's like a big thing. They're doing the game, the Amazon Prime game.
I'm trying to think. Isn't Texas and Texas A&M Bedlam on Black Friday?
I don't know.
I know there's a couple of schools that play on Black Friday. Is it Stanford, Cal? There's a game a big rivalry that's always on Black Friday.
Thanksgiving? I don't know. But the Dolphins, they have Christmas Eve and they have Black Friday. Those are like a couple there. They got the Cowboys on Christmas Eve.
Ooh.
Hosting them. That'd be that's
425. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. December 11th, they got a night game against the Titans as well, 8:15. I'm liking it. It's gonna be a good December for Dolphins football.
Yeah,
should be fun.
Do you think that when Barry says the time is pending, do you think that they get a more prime slot if Damian Lillard were to slide in there?
It's always open for that because if you have West Coast games, you can always move them around.
True.
So, like to have a schedule now, all you can basically say is who's playing. Depending on how it goes, they can move that schedule around to get the teams you want in prime time.
Yeah, I mean it would be on ESPN anyway because if they are at 8, then you would think they're going to be on ESPN because Baltimore San Fran's on ABC. So,
right.
Anyway, that's your schedule from.
Wait, so they're moving because Monday Night Football is normally on ESPN now.
No, not on Christmas, dude.
Not on Christmas?
Not on Christmas, dude. Different rules.
All right.
I love Christmas.
Me too, Tua. I'm sorry I said you ruined it last year. I didn't know you were concussed.
Christmas.
You're my guy, dude.
I can't believe you went after a concussed man.
I didn't know. None of us knew.
The things that you were saying.
There was one guy on Twitter who knew he had a concussion.
That's true.
All I said is that when you see a player do something that's out of character, it's safe to assume something might not be up. Something's wrong.
Okay, Captain, let me know when the SS Hindsight goes out on C.
I'm just saying.
Now, yeah. Oh, obviously he was concussed. Duh.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that
after the show.
I said whenever you see a player play that far away from his character, like you got to think there's something wrong. Is he hurt? I'm not saying I did it.
The only guy who knew was Finn's balls on Twitter. Like, it's the only guy who knew about that Tua. He's like, I got to tell you guys, Tua might have had a concussion. And I was sitting here on the show the next day. I was like, oh, we're going to do this every time he has a bad game. Was he concussed? Turns out he was. And I'm sorry I said he ruined Christmas. I apologized. Now it's not going to happen because he took jujitsu. And he knows how to do somersaults. It's going to work, dude. It's going to work. I have it on good authority from 3 MMA fighters who I wasted their time asking if they think this will work.
Who's the other 2?
Well, I asked Gilbert. I asked Jorge Masvidal. Although at the time I thought he was taking judo. But kind of same concept. They're cousins. Judo and jiu-jitsu. And I asked Max Holloway. who is of course also Hawaiian and loves Tua.
Isn't he tiny?
Max Holloway?
Yeah.
He is light. I would not call him tiny. He's 5'11", but he fights at featherweight.
Which is like 120
145.
or 145.
Yeah, he's a badass.
What is
Love
the
him.
little? What is the little big people that
That's
fight?
flyweight. That's 125.
Flyweight.
Yep. Which is smaller than, I think what you're thinking of is boxing featherweight, which is what Inoue just fought at 122.
That seems like a more appropriate featherweight there.
You think that flyweight is that like featherweight?
In order for Marcos to enter that fight, he just put his leg on the scale.
Yeah, I'm so confused by this though. Welterweight, cruiserweight, flyweight, featherweight. How many are there? Any more minuscule weights that
Cruiserweight's higher. Cruiserweight's up.
All right. Flyweight though, welterweight.
Welterweight in boxing is 147 pounds.
Hmm.
In MMA, it's 170 pounds.
Can we just change it?
No.
Little guys, big guys.
Just figure it out, dude.
Can't do it.
Just figure it out. You know,
Cruiserweight.
middleweight in boxing, 160.
Hmm.
In MMA, 185.
Yeah, because believe it or not, guess who used to fight middleweight? DC.
No, he fought light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight, 205.
Which in boxing, light heavyweight, 175. In MMA, 205. Which seems a little more appropriate. I kind of like the MMA weights better. Anyway, take a break. Back after this.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
And he found other ways to contribute, even if it was getting into transition. Excuse me, easy for me to say. Get out there and get some
Just take those old records on the shelf.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Dolphins start preseason play tonight against the Atlanta Falcons. Start bringing you your pregame coverage at 3 o'clock with Game Day Uncensored. Me, Solana, and Omar Kelly. And we'll dive into what we see here. We were talking earlier today as far as the offensive line's concerned. Want to see that. I mean, I'm excited to see, A-Chain apparently has been, impressing a lot. I'm excited to see if we can get a little bit from the rookie running back and see what he's got. Yeah. I know that he's fast as hell.
Yeah, I think Jalen Waddle earlier this week, though, before he sustained that injury, mentioned that he also can run in between the tackles, too. So I'm interested to see.
It's what is there anything like in preseason, Leroy? Like, do you think a running back can show some things off that'd be like,
it's really hard. Every now and then you see a running back have a good game, but with base defense and base offense, sometimes it's hard. Other times, you can, there's been some times where, we found a couple of basic plays that seem to work a lot, so we just went with that. But it's usually, if you go and look at all the averages for running backs in preseason, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Well, like, why? What is it like? But just because teams they're just not going to give up on anything, or they're not going to try and sell out on anything.
Keep in mind when A-Chain plays, it's going to be the second and third units because he's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to get a really decent indication of your offensive line or your defense because some of those guys won't even be in the league. But you should be able to look at him and see how is he picking his way through the line. How is he using his explosiveness? Is he just a fast guy, or is he setting guys up, and using his talents to be productive? There's a lot of fast guys that can't get to the open field because they don't know how to read the defense. And so that speed goes for nothing. Whereas other guys that don't seem that fast, and then they pick their way through the hole and they never get caught.
See, that's the thing I'm excited about because it's like I feel like that you don't know like how he's going to be because of his size or whatnot. We know that he's fast as hell, but like now I'm like hearing all these guys talk about him. I'm like, I mean, my expectations are starting to go high. I think Brandon Jones compared him to Chris Johnson earlier this week. I was like, oh
yeah.
I was like,
Chris Johnson.
That dude was fast.
That guy, he ran I think he ran a 4.2 or 4.3 at the combine.
Yeah, didn't he? He had the record at the time.
Where'd he go? He went to East Carolina, right? Yeah.
That sounds right.
4.24.
Yeah.
Now he's third. Can you believe that?
John Ross beat it, right? I feel like didn't he have the gold shoes? John Ross.
John Ross, number one at 4.22. It's pretty close. So between 1 and 3, where Chris Johnson's at, the separation is
quibbling time.
Yeah, exactly. It's 4.23, 4.22. Someone pressed the button a little early. I don't know.
No, you know how you run the 40?
Mm-hmm.
You put your hand on a pad, and when you lift your hand, the timer starts. So nobody lifts nothing, dude.
Yeah, it's one of those things they say when you're getting ready for it. It's like you completely train yourself for these times, and none of it really means that football.
To take off and take that first step with your hand still on the pad.
It would be really something if like if he went behind Tua, if A-Chain went behind Tua and all of a sudden like was getting into a race stance. I'm like, what is he doing?
Leroy says you ran a 4.6. Is that true?
4.5, 4.6. Yeah.
I made that up.
No.
I just wanted to see if he'd bite.
I think at one point during I might either got 4.4, but
wow,
that was probably a solid 4.5.
Tobes, fastest point in your life. What do you think you run in the 40?
5 flat.
Sounds about right.
That's impressive. I'll tell you what, because I think the fastest point in my life, running a 5.
Dude, I was the other day. I was at the park, and we're doing my son's like he's just like humming on a 2-wheeler now, right? And he just wants to do his own thing. And he's even like blowing past his sister, and so we're like, and he's 7, but it's like a park. It's not a big park. They have a lake he can kind of go around. And like, all right, cool. The only things that I worry about is like, he's still like on obstacles. Like, let's say a person's out there walking their dog and he swerves out. Does he know how to stop and all that? Whatever. So like, boys got to learn.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden his sister's like, Tommy fell. And I thought it was something really bad, like the way she screamed. So I was humming it.
Ooh.
I don't know if I got to 5 flat, but I was going fast for me.
Nice.
And it was a hell of a run because I was at the other side of the lake watching him bike ride.
Oh no.
I get there, I'm like, nothing happened to you. And I was dying. I was like, I was out. But I wanted to make sure he was okay. Nothing happened to him. Not like he's like, he said that he scraped his arm on the inside of this sign. I'm like, 1, how did you hit that sign?
Yeah, what's going on?
Second of all, not even bleeding. He goes, I think I'm bleeding. You think?
Oh,
look. I felt like I was running like the wind.
Hey, I would like to be a fly on the wall for some of you and Tommy's conversations in the future.
I think I'm bleeding. Can't confirm. Cannot confirm or deny.
Because when he starts throwing your stuff back at you,
are you bleeding? Could be.
No, my daughter's doing that recently. She's been calling me a show pony and things like that. I don't like it. Enough of her. That's why I stole her penguin.
Okay.
Also in honor of Jalen Waddle, who I'm very worried about. I'm going to be like, I need to see him tonight. I hope he's on the sidelines, of course, and I hope he's wearing a bucket hat too. And I hope. No,
by the way, leave it to Dade South.
What do you find?
Hold on, let me get it.
Was it someone in a bucket hat?
No.
I was trying to think. I was like, Shannon Sharp, maybe?
No.
What about shades? Mike McDaniel would never outlaw shades. He loves shades.
Oh, he loves sunglasses. That's his look.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see.
Oh, Lamar Jackson with the shades.
Yeah.
Wait, you send me another one.
Lamar Jackson's just cool.
This was one even worse.
That is cool.
Because he wears the visor, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The visor's cool. Everybody should wear a visor.
Man, remember that Sean Taylor?
Oh, the orange visor.
They made us quit wearing those.
Yeah.
I think they're back though. Because I think they are back.
Nice.
I think Tua should wear that. That'd be a cool look.
I mean, he's got the sleeve tat. One thing at a time.
I know. He looks really cool with the sleeve tat. Yeah. He's bulked up now, and he knows martial arts. Like this he's yelling at the offense. This guy's gonna kill this year, man.
God,
they don't know what they're in for.
For the record, when you search visors NFL, you get those John Gruden hats.
Look at this.
Yeah, who is that?
I don't know. That's some ski goggles.
Got to get the pit vipers.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the coolest looks. And then, of course, when you have on the football field the guy who has the neck brace on the back.
Oh yeah,
not a little smaller than Zach Thomas, but not quite Brian Cox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like in that realm. That's a linebacker staple right there.
Yeah,
I mean, looking. Yeah, can't move. You got to look at that. And then tonight, Ezukama can't do anything that's gonna thrill me because he was the greatest wide receiver I've ever seen in preseason last year. He's got to show me when it counts.
Will we see some Robbie Chosen and Braxton Berrios, or you think they're?
I would think so, right?
Yeah.
Like there's still a competent. Like that's the thing is like who is going to be the Dolphins' number one guy that's not Waddle?
It's funny because Mike White and Berrios have a relationship.
They have what's known as a rapport.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
that's what they have, dude. Why are you
break it down now?
Dude.
What?
It's what we in the showbiz like to refer to as rapport.
I mean, what chemistry? Is that what you guys wanted to say? I mean, like, sorry, I went rapport.
History.
Why you always go to odd word?
Dude, what?
First of all, your language isn't that expanded to be trying new stuff.
Dude,
stick with the basics.
I'm telling you, yeah.
Every time you try to use a big word, you screw it up.
I also, it also feels though like Tua was kind of calling Mike White a nerd, you know?
Oh yeah,
he knows a lot, Mr. Chatterbox.
There's a lot of input back there, huh?
Right, Mike McDaniel's like, all right, what do we do in this situation? I know, Coach, I know.
Okay.
All right, Mike, settle down. He's like that kid who's trying to get treasure box in class, you know?
What?
Treasure box, like treasure box. You get an extra good kid. You get to go to the treasure box, get a toy,
What?
candy.
Really?
Yeah.
What? What school did you go to? Everybody gets a gift?
Oh, if they're good,
If you're a good kid, yeah.
Well, listen, I know because I go to.
Did you ever go in the treasure box?
No, never.
Of course not.
Never.
Right.
My wife has an actual treasure box.
Oh, she does it?
Yeah, it looks like a pirate treasure box.
So she brings props to work also.
Well, you
I
know,
like it.
you said it, not me, dude. And somehow I'm looking at the silly one, you know?
Close set.
And you know what hers is though? It's actually just full of treasure because it's just ring pops, so they all look like gems.
Oh, hey, listen, that is God bless teachers.
Now,
man.
question: do you get to eat the ring pop in class?
Of course not. Ridiculous.
To rub it in the face all the other kids?
No. That's the end of the day type of thing. You take that treasure box home.
I'm not going. No, I'm not carrying the ring pop around all day.
Al Macco says, at least she's not setting fires in the garage. It was a close set, dude. And second of all, why listen, I really wish we would stop bringing it up because I feel like I'm in the clear now. She stopped bringing up the matches.
So, dude, Big Spoon is starting to get a little nervous because we hit her keys and she wants to be free.
Right.
But no.
Well, when are you taking her off the IL?
She goes see the doctor on Monday.
Okay. Well, she's got to say, you got to tell her, grow up, Peter Pan.
No, dude, let me tell you. She is sweet talking Rebecca right now.
No,
I
she
can
won't.
hear her.
Well,
Rebecca, she's a little.
You think she'll crack?
No, because I think she thinks it's fun that
Mm.
she can keep mommy from driving her car.
Fair point. It is. I mean, it is fun to have some kind of control over your parents if you were able to.
Watch out for Fonz though; he's gonna crack.
Yes, Fawn's gonna crack.
No, Fonz doesn't know.
Oh, okay, good.
There you go. The two secrets of Popovich.
Hey,
Who
hey,
watched
Stunt Steve, sit.
Wow.
How did you find that? Haven't I been mocked enough? Udonis Haslam mocked me for that.
Oh, that was probably like a 6'4" you were running right there.
Yeah. But I wasn't at a point where I was really humming like you see.
Wait, it
I'm
also
a-
looks like you're in a lot of pain.
I'm a long distance guy. I'm a long distance guy.
Your stride.
You did.
Yeah, I get some stride.
You
You know?
went ran a 5K and you walked half of it.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
I'll give you credit. I don't know how long 5K is, but
It's long enough.
I don't have the attention span.
Running is boring.
It's just so boring.
Yeah, the running is boring. It really is.
We have a lot of your physical.
Yeah, I
athletic
know. Well, listen,
prowess on
this show markets in my pain.
It's great. It really is.
Dade says that's that wild heat coyote runs into painted tunnels. He's right though.
That's the point.
He is right.
Point for Twitcher.
Never show my face at adrenaline again.
You get? Is there a photo on it? Or they just put the little video?
It's on a loop.
No, it was like.
Take a quick break. Final hour of the show coming on up.
WQAM broadcasting live
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin Leroy here with you. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
Usually, I know you're muted. Is she waiting for Scooby to stop barking? Because I know we'll get.
Hello.
Hey, where you been? You usually coming in on the noon slot.
Nooner.
I know, guys. It's been the morning.
Have you been trying to get T Swift tickets this whole time?
Oh, we got
No,
her.
I wish.
I mean, here we go once again. Not in the electrical queue to get T Swift tickets.
Ticketmaster is dead to me.
Sorry, JF. You know.
It's okay. Just don't bring it up again.
Yeah.
Till next year.
All you gotta do is just shake it off, you know.
Okay.
Enough of that.
Thank you. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. My truck got backed up by the water bottle.
Beep, beep. Dolphins preseason action tonight against the Falcons. Get you going with a little game day uncensored starting at 3:00. Myself, Solana, Omar Kelly.
So what's happening from 2 to 3?
Got me, dude.
Vending machine.
For the first time in 4 hours, not Tobin before Tobin gets back.
Lucky you asked. We have game shows galore. No, I'm kidding. That'd be fun.
Do you know what are we just doing?
Probably an hour of Hawk and
Crowder. Just doing an hour.
That's
no,
right.
They just send Solana in.
I don't know.
Hawk loves doing 1 hour shows.
Just ask. Hey, Galen! Hey! We're doing from 2 to 3. Probably just be like, can you do it? You know, damn it, got me.
Shouldn't have asked.
Meanwhile, we'll play a little "You Dead to Me" coming on up. But Tua, he was talking about the pre-snap penalty issues that the Dolphins have been having, Leroy, and this is what Tua had to say about the emphasis on the penalties.
It takes all 11 of us on the field. It takes all 11 of us. It makes it tough when it's a move the ball period and you're going, you're marching it down. And then when you do have a big play, you try to get a cadence because of a situational deal, trying to figure out what the defense is doing. Like, guys are tired and it's like trying to fight the mental urge of not jumping and just locking in. There's a lot of things that go on, that entail guys with procedural errors and whatnot. We got a lot of motions. We got a lot of things that are nuances in our offense. So you got to really be smart and you really got to lock in and listen for everything. So
can I just say this? Sometimes the coaches are responsible for this too. If you have an offense that requires a lot of movement and shifts and stuff like that, and then guys get into the huddle and then have like 10 seconds to call the play and do all their formation changes in motion, a lot of times guys don't get set. Right? So
we saw it a lot last year. I mean,
we also need to know what part of it is that and what part of it is the coaching staff and Mike McDaniel in particular.
I felt like one
getting
of the
the play in quicker.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like we definitely saw plenty of times this year, guys not getting set, illegal guys going downfield. We saw a ton last year. There was they had a lot of
the most hated penalty to me is, and I hate this more than anything, because as a football player, you should know this rule. I hate when a wide receiver gets on the line of scrimmage and covers up the tight end. It's like, I don't care what the play is. You look in there and you see he's on the line of scrimmage, you back off. Because I always think, no lie, and defenses think this too, when you see both guys on the line of scrimmage, you think the tight end's going to back off and cross the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's one of those things where I'm sure Mike McDaniel, and part of his frustration with whatever's going on is like, it's just a matter of they want to be able to clean some things up. And, everybody's talking about the penalty thing. Like, even Fangs, who wasn't here last year, was like, listen, we've been, we were last year. So they've it's good that the message seems like it's getting through as far as like everybody gets that it is a point of emphasis or emphasis, whatever you go with. But
no one goes with that.
I'm pretty sure some
no
people
one
go.
has ever
Dude,
even said that other one.
I'm pretty sure some people do.
Where? Like, where's the accent mark? And look, let's just focus on what
No one has ever said that in their entire lives.
Nobody's ever said the fastest.
No.
I don't think.
Maybe Mima.
Dude,
that's because she speaks French, and sometimes the English language kicks her ass. But other than that, no.
I mean, if you guys say so, I mean, I feel like I don't want to get into a quibbling dispute here because that's what it feels like we're doing.
There is no dispute.
No, that's exactly what you're asking.
No, I mean, I don't think we are. I think you guys are sitting here.
This is the second time you bring it up.
About emphasis?
Yes.
J-Fig, I really think that people will say that from time to time.
Nah.
And
Who's
then
people? Is
you're
it the
gonna
same people that call you honest Tobes and stuff like that?
People, I mean, they do call me honest Tobes. That is true. And then you guys throw it in my face. I can't believe you said that. Which which you don't want because that makes me self-conscious. I'll be less honest Tobes, and they don't call me less honest.
You
Tobes.
self-conscious about no.
You're not self-conscious about nothing, dude.
Facts are the fact. You're the
you
worst.
are freewheeling.
I'm not freewheeling, and I'm not the worst. Like, that's not fair, Mike.
But I would say this is that if you want an indication, and here, I'm going to tell you like this. When you get into the season and the season first starts and you get tired, you make mistakes because you're tired. I'm telling you, I've been so exhausted during games at times. They call a play, we break the huddle, and I get to the line of scrimmage and have no idea what the play is. So it happens. And especially early in camp when you're not used to having all that equipment on. So there's that. So it's just as you get in better shape, better football shape, as the coaching staff gets plays in quicker, as everybody gets more comfortable with the offense and the shifts, a lot of these things will go away. Like a lot of times during the season last year, it seemed like everybody was a little uncertain, even though they knew what to do. They just didn't seem real confident. You know what I mean?
Especially when like teams were kind of catching up to what they were doing and learned a little bit more about what they were doing.
So Mike would then look at the play sheet for another 5 seconds. Or, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of that. It's not just one part of it. Sometimes on offense, you're looking at the end result. Now, defensively, there is no excuse. Here's why a hard count should never work. Because if it's a defensive player on the line of scrimmage, you're looking at the ball. No matter what's said, you move on the ball. And if you've ever been to a Dolphins practice, they'll do the little drill where the coach will put the ball down for the defense. He'll start yelling stuff and then snap the ball and then they get off the ball. So it's all about the football for the defense. So no matter what is going on, no matter what happens, no matter what anybody does offensively, the defense shouldn't jump because they're moving off of the ball, not the noise. So you got guys trying to make plays, trying to jump the count, and then they jump off sides, right? Personally, it usually happens if it's 3rd and long, defense want to get that sack. So even if it's 3rd and long and you give up 5 yards, it still doesn't matter. So that's when you see that a lot.
It sounds like the Dolphins have a couple of things to worry about. You know, you got Tua's jiu-jitsu, and then you got to do some mental jiu-jitsu, you know? Your mind has to be in shape.
Dude, can I just tell you, I could run you to the point of exhaustion where you wouldn't even remember your name. It is brutal.
Depends what belt you are, dude. If you got a blue belt in mental jiu-jitsu, you know, maybe you handle it a little bit better. But that'll come with time. You know?
What belt do you think Tua is?
In mental jiu-jitsu or regular jiu-jitsu?
I want to hear both.
White belt in regular jiu-jitsu.
Isn't that the beginning? Still nothing, huh?
Yeah, what do you think? He's a blue belt in 4 months? What do you think? He's Hoist Gracie's kid?
Okay. All right, what about mental jiu-jitsu, though? He's went through a lot ever since his injury in college.
Got to be. I'm hoping that I would say mental jiu-jitsu, too, is a purple
brown belt. Purple
to brown. I don't think.
How close is that to black belt?
That's 2 levels.
Okay, so this is my thing, though. Who has had a rougher trip to where he's at now? You know, you have the injury.
Trevor Lawrence.
No, because even Trevor Lawrence's coach didn't hate him. He just was interested in getting lap dances across the country.
Fair point.
Didn't
Yeah,
hate.
but he still had to go through that as a rookie.
Well, I mean,
But
what
no
is-
one ever said
what did
we're
he have to
replacing
shield
him.
his eyes. Like no, don't look, Trevor.
No one ever said they're replacing Trevor Lawrence with Tom Brady.
Right. Got you.
So no one has had the route that Tua has had to where he's at now.
I mean, you have Zach Wilson, who's like they're trying to like parade out there as, oh, isn't this a great opportunity, Zach? You got replaced.
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, great opportunity. The guy had what a faker he is.
Him and Big Bro.
Hey, you know, Josh, I know you're one of the biggest busts of all time, but hey, at least you now get mentored. Great. Oh, thanks. Never thought about it like that. Lost my job. But you know, at least I get to learn from a legend who's known for not mentoring anybody.
Zach Wilson.
Right. Now all of a sudden he's a mentor.
And Jordan Love probably
What can I ask you? Besides the Dolphins, what teams really interest you going into this
going into the season?
Yeah.
A lot of teams interest me. I mean, I want to see what the Ravens are going to do because of getting Lamar Jackson some weapons.
Mhm.
I'm very curious to see if Deshaun Watson's any good at football anymore.
Right.
I have
That's
no
another
idea
one.
if I don't know if he's any good at football or if he sucks.
Interesting.
I mean,
Obviously, I can't wait for the Bills collapse.
I told you. Well, I've been saying this all year. It's
Um,
coming because you can't have a quarterback who was damn near MVP saying, "I'm going to change the way I play football."
I'm on Sasquatch with the Patriots because Mac Jones and Bill Belichick seem to hate each other.
For Sass.
So I'm on Sasquatch with that. And
They had an interesting trivia question. I got it wrong. I'll ask you. In the last 10 years, what quarterback has thrown for the most yards?
Derek Carr.
No.
Kirk Cousins.
No, that's who I thought.
I don't know.
Matt Ryan.
No. From the Rams.
Stafford.
Oh, that makes sense. Should have thought of that.
Because even when he was in Detroit, he was throwing for a bunch of yards.
Still in the league, huh?
Still hanging around, dude.
Didn't he
Still
win a
hanging
Super
around.
Bowl?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Should have retired after.
Everybody felt like they were going to retire from the Rams, but then the Rams, you know, kind of went fat cat on everybody. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I had a good year that year. 41 touchdowns, 17 interceptions.
Yep.
Following year.
Then all of a sudden, and there was like, oh, because Jared Goff's a bum. But now that he's on the Lions and the Lions weren't Lions embarrassing, now everybody thinks Jared Goff's good again. I can't keep it. Take a break. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto Mall Studios. Ed Moore Sawgrass Buick GMC's entire inventory is on sale and all back.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show.
What happened?
I don't know. He's out here doing something. You know, I'll give him some slack though. He's about to be on for another 4 hours. So if he wants to take an extra long bathroom break or whatever, he's allowed.
So I'm trying to figure out how's that going to work for the game.
So he is going to be on air from 3 to 7 and then have to leave directly from here and go to the game. So he will probably be arriving sometime around the 3rd or 4th inning, depending on how quickly he can find a blocky.
I don't know if I want to do blocky.
That's fair. How much is that? He was actually asking me a little bit earlier, and I told him it was like $25 to $30. That's what we were guessing.
Which is the same to park in the parking garage. Here's the problem.
That garage is crazy.
After the game, you can't leave.
Yeah, that's where it gets crazy.
Do you try to park in that lot across the street? Is that better?
So I tried to do the blocky thing, or I tried to do what I do with like Hard Rock Stadium, allegedly, is park up the street in the back parking lot behind the UFIT, allegedly, and walk over to the game, because more than I'm trying to like save some money, I'm trying to put myself in a position when after the game is done,
I can get the hell out of there. Yes,
exactly. I'm avoiding traffic. So if I gotta walk,
well, guys, if it's too much chaos, remember also take into account the weather. It is pouring over here. I don't know about over there, but
yeah, I think
just
I can
park
hear
in the
wind.
garage and wait.
Is that rain?
This is pouring rain. It is dark in here. It is bad. You can't even see outside my window.
I thought it was Scooby who was like tap dancing around the room.
I thought he was eating a snack or something underneath the table.
That's rain, guys.
I thought he was tap dancing. Welcome to J Fig's room. Our resident show pony has returned. He was doing some serious pre-show meetings, you know, getting stuff done, man.
Is Solana there?
Solana is here.
He is here, yeah.
So he's doing an hour before?
I don't know. I didn't ask him.
I wouldn't imagine.
I was just annoyed with the printer and being like, why is it printing like this? And then it's like, oh, I've screwed up. That's why.
Okay, so it was you.
That's on me. I'm not. Listen, they call me accountable Tobes. I'm always going to say that's on me.
I don't think they say that.
I think they do, dude. I'm pretty sure that they do.
All right.
Anyway,
Agree to disagree.
what do we got today, Marcos?
We got ourselves a very fancy shiny in honor of the Hall of Famer who would constantly give that good celebration. Let's go on the mixed bag, shall we?
I like how Josh just puts in Solana's a baby and Jimmy's a liar.
Oh, yeah. That's a banger. That is a banger.
I haven't heard that. It's been too long.
Yeah,
Start your show with that.
What do we got in the mixed bag today, Marcos?
So, as you guys know, I always say this. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. I've been quoted as saying this.
Say that?
I have said this. Maybe someone else has copied me. But are you guys familiar with Anthony Richardson, former Gator?
Yeah,
yes.
He's for the Colts.
Yes,
Plays
indeed.
for the Colts.
He had a similar quote in which he said that he was looking forward to something that I thought was interesting.
I'm looking forward to the first hit. You know, once I get hit, I know I'm in the game for real. So, you know, hopefully it don't hit me too hard, but I'm excited.
He's supposedly like a moose, right? Like, what is he?
saying.
They said he's walking around like what, 250?
Of course, he can say that. The guy is huge, man.
Yeah,
He
I
is
was like that too.
6'4", 250.
I was like that too, though. I know what he's saying.
Oh, you like the hit?
No, it's just like when I was at Michigan, Bo would play me, even though I was the starter, I played the second play because if I played the first play, I was too amped up. So he said, if you see the action, then you can go in.
You didn't want to just be like, you didn't want to be like Big John Henderson and just get slapped in the face till he bled?
No.
Wow.
Dude, I ain't about that.
Have you ever seen that video?
Yeah,
Crazy.
Imagine being the what was it like?
Who's the other guy for the Eagles that used to headbutt the?
I forget that guy. I know
He
what you're
used to get
talking.
his helmet. He used to hit his head with the helmet till he bled.
Yeah, the guy. No,
Richie,
the
is
guy,
it Richie?
Don Ritchie?
The
John-
fullback.
I don't
John
remember.
Ritchie?
Sounds right.
Yep.
But it was but with John Henderson, yeah, he had the trainer slap him in the face until he was bleeding.
I'm telling you what.
He would yell
I
at
get
me.
hit enough in the game. I don't need that.
Come on,
tell you.
go! So scary.
So scary.
That guy's a monster.
Hit me.
I would not be comfortable with that,
It's
John.
a giant.
It's a giant. And Anderson was a giant.
Yeah.
What else is in the mixed bag? Marcos?
We were talking about one
Here
of
we
the
go. Look.
athletically. Oh, what was it?
Oh yeah. He looks
Oof.
like he looks like he headbutt himself.
John Ritchie. We're talking about one of the most athletically gifted quarterbacks in Anthony Richardson, who ran a 4.43 40-yard dash. Why is this
As a
significant?
moose.
Yeah, as a giant. We actually have our own speedster. Tobin said he's looking for our boy A-Chain tonight. Devon A-Chain, who's been quoted as, or a lot of people have been quoted saying that he's one of the fastest players on the team. Don't tell that to Jalen Waddle though, who said in a race he could still take A-Chain.
Yeah, he was on a younger team than me, but yeah, I'm a bucket getter. I've been getting buckets for a long time, so you feel me? It's good, like seeing him grow up and going to A&M and just follow his journey to now we teammates and stuff. And we used to beat him real bad when he was at A&M. So, nah, I wasn't really a big track guy. What's called? He a burner though. I still beat him, but.
Hey, he gave him all these accolades. Like, yeah. Wait, now why all of a sudden does Jalen Waddle sound like he's been playing football for 17 years?
He's a vet now, dude.
He's a vet.
He's a third-year vet. I want him to be okay.
I think the cutoff is 4 years from when you start getting the vet perks.
So he's not a vet yet. He's still a young guy.
4 or 5 years. So when you get the vet day,
oh man,
and stuff like that, I think it had to be 4 or 5 years.
He's not gonna. Well, obviously he's hurt, so he's not gonna play. But like, if
I was mad. I was
wasn't-
mad because when I got to my 4th and 5th year, the damn rules changed because Bill wasn't the coach anymore.
There's nothing this Dolphins team. Like, obviously they care about winning the most, but the second is who's the fastest.
Yep.
Because nobody will relate.
They all
think
like,
they're the fastest.
And they'll never
Listen.
race too.
No, they're never gonna race. Which is
it's pretty amazing that these guys would shake off an injury if there was a race.
I don't think I'd take anybody besides Tyreek Hill. Not Waddle, not Mostert, not A-Chain. I feel like Tyreek Hill would beat all of them.
Yep.
I mean, did you see him play race with Terrell Owens? And
I'm saying, like, I don't think anybody's beating him in a race. I don't see how it's possible. He's the cheetah. I feel like he could play around. He's like Usain Bolt. Like, he's the fastest among the fastest.
I like that.
What else you got in the mixed bag, dude?
Jalen Waddle there talking about his collegiate days with Devon A-Chain. Speaking of college, Chip Kelly.
Where's he at?
my family. He's in
Brian.
That's
Kelly.
Brian
Oh,
Kelly.
that's Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly, he's back in Oregon, isn't he?
The UCLA.
He is the head coach of the UCLA.
Okay.
Where are they? They're what conference are they in now?
They're in the Pac-4.
whatever conference they're in now doesn't matter because Chip Kelly says,
"Oh no, aren't they going to? They're going to the Big Ten."
That's what I thought. Yeah, aren't they going to the Big Ten?
UCLA and USC are going to the Big Ten.
Well,
makes sense.
Not if Chip Kelly had it his way.
Notre Dame is an independent in football, but they're in a conference for everything else. Why aren't we all independent for football? And take the 64 teams in Power 5, make that one division. Take the 64 teams in Group of 5, make that another division. We play for a championship. They play for a championship. No one else gets affected. Our sport's different than everybody else. We only play once a week. Travel's not a big deal for football, but it is a big deal for other sports.
I don't necessarily disagree with them. Football's its own beast. I don't, like, if you told me that the Miami Hurricanes could play anybody, set up their schedule for anybody, but they stay in the ACC for basketball, I would like that.
Ooh. But here's the problem. Okay, I get what he's saying, and I understand all that, but under no circumstances am I giving Notre Dame a free ride. They've been able to get away with this, and everybody's been placating Notre Dame and celebrating Notre Dame for what they haven't done nothing in a long time, and they join, conferences and all the other sports, but not football. You ain't that good to be making those demands, right? So I don't want before these super conferences happen. which is going to happen, I want Notre Dame to have to pick a conference because we ain't going to all of a sudden become Notre Dame.
So you want Notre Dame to join up. You prefer that as opposed to everybody just willy-nilly gets to choose?
Yeah, because then what? Here's the deal. Because keep in mind that depending on what conference you're in, your strength of schedule is already determined.
Right.
So if you're in the SEC, your strength schedule is going to be pretty good.
That's kind of why I would dig it, though, because I feel like sometimes the SEC gets to get away with, oh, we have the toughest because we're the SEC. It's just on rep.
So what? Like, but let me ask you this. Would you take a team from the SEC or a team from the ACC?
As for what?
For anything. Like take the top 3 teams in the SEC and the top 3 teams in the ACC,
mm-hmm.
and you're gonna go to the SEC every time. It's not. Look, and Clemson has won national championships, so I'm not, saying that it's not possible.
You're not saying obviously they've been the most dominant conference, but I think they also like. The thing that annoys me with them is like Alabama. Like Nick Saban was still jockeying for a playoff spot by the end of the year, even though they had lost multiple times. It's like, no, you don't just because you play in the SEC. Like you don't always get to use that as your card.
You can lobby though. Like
it's shameless lobbying though. It's like, come on,
that's his job though.
I understand it's his job, but it's a silly like. You don't get to always just lay on the laurels of we're in the SEC. It's like maybe it was a down
nobody
year,
bought it. The thing is nobody bought it.
I get it, but I think that if I had my way as a fan, like if you could just do it in some way as a pick, like if you get more awesome matchups, who wouldn't want that?
You would
because you're gonna go to because Leroy, they're gonna go to more playoff teams anyway. So like you would rather just have better regular season matchups because they're not gonna be as do or die anyway.
Here's what I would like to see. I would like to see, so you know how football does it, like where depending on your record and where you finished, you have to play a certain schedule with the division that you have to play the following year, right? So to go ones versus ones, twos versus twos, on down the conference. I would like something like that each year. So 1 year, the Big Ten has to play the SEC. Another year, the Big Ten has to play the Pac-12. Another year, the Big Ten, and you rotate that so that you at least get 2 games, amongst the conferences. And those games are determined by your record. So you can find ways to kind of sort it out while still maintaining your conference. Because I do believe that a champion of the SEC belongs in the playoff. End of discussion. I do believe a champion of the Big Ten deserves a spot in the playoff. There's certain like conferences that when you do that and you win that championship or you win that conference, then you've already separated yourself from the rest of the pack. Now you go to the Big 12 where they like fight amongst each other and score 1,000 points against each other. And then what ends up happening is you'll have this team in the top 2 or 3 that loses to another, and then they're out of it. Tough. But I do think you need some kind of conference deal.
Hey, a quick break. Play a little "You're Dead to Me" to close things out after this.
Time to get into hockey.
You're dead to me.
All right. Bury some people. Play a little You're Dead to Me to close out a Friday. Hope to see some of y'all at the ballpark later on tonight, Lone Depot. Shout out to Clayton and all our winners. We'll see you at the center field bar later on today. Little Marlins Yankees action. And, of course, I'm going to take an hour break here and then be back on the radio at 3. Do a little preseason talk as the Dolphins take on the Atlanta Falcons. Myself, Solana, Omar Kelly will get you ready for all of that. But before that, let's get to a little You're Dead to Me. I'll go first.
You're dead to me.
So Hard Knocks debuted this week, yeah? And let me just tell you something right now. These New York Jets, everybody's like, oh, this is going to be the greatest show. It's going to be so captivating. The Jets were whining about it. Oh, please don't put us on Hard Knocks. Boo. The New York Jets are dead to me. All right. Wow. Boring first episode of Hard Knocks. All it is Aaron Rodgers this and Aaron Rodgers that.
So
and
shameless.
the coaches are like, oh, it's so great to have a good quarterback. We get it. The guy is good, but he's also part of the old. And let me just tell you something. The old love attention. And this Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he is just all about him. He's bothering Liv Schreiber. Enough of him and Nathaniel Hackett. I don't feel sorry for Nathaniel Hackett. Why should I feel sorry for a guy who got fired in the middle of the year because Sean Payton said a couple of mean words about him? The guy landed right back on his feet with his best friend Aaron Rodgers. You know, sounds like another Adam Gase to me, if you ask me. Wow. You know, so the New York Jets are dead to me. I'm already tired of Hard Knocks. I wish the Dolphins would have got it. That's a real entertaining season. Yeah. You know, think about just one episode of Breakfast with Fangs and McCochin. That's a good episode of Hard Knocks. Anyway, they're dead to me. Leroy?
So, I'm going to tell you who's dead to me. The NCAA.
Oh, wow.
Because here's
dead.
the deal. For years, players have been saying we needed some kind of stipend or something along those lines. And the NCAA said, no. Now, because California passed the law and everybody had to follow suit to be able to get college kids to come to their school, now there's no control over it. And it's the NCAA's fault. Furthermore, you suspend Jim Harbaugh for 3 games because he bought a kid a cheeseburger, but that's not why you suspended him. You suspended him because he lied. And I'm thinking to myself, who's going to admit it? The NCAA been lying to us for years. They've been lying to us, telling us they got the best interest of the kids in mind.
Liars.
So I suspend you for the whole season.
Whoa.
If Jim Harbaugh gets suspended 3 games for lying for improper benefits and he ain't handing out money. So you got guys at the OK Corral handing out bags of money in NIL deals and you suspend somebody for a meal? Come on.
Come on.
So
dude.
the NCAA, I'm done with you.
You're dead to me. Bum.
Wow. Jennifer, who's dead to you? I think we know.
What is that supposed to mean?
I think I know where this is going. I think I know where it's going. I'm not gonna say anything.
I was about to say, what hockey is that? Because I've never heard it.
That was Leroy live performance.
You can clip that. Okay, so my
Per's got a long
run.
life.
Had a good run.
anyone who tots down on the legacy of Dwyane Wade.
Oh,
you're dead to me.
So basically, Paul Pierce.
Exactly. I'm talking about you, Paul Pierce. And I'm glad that he lives rent free in your head.
Yeah, dude.
You're dead to
Paul Pierce.
What a bum, dude.
I thought for sure she was going to go Ticketmaster again.
Yeah, for sure. I actually thought it was going to be Ticketmaster.
I've already said it twice. So
I appreciate it. And Dirk Nowitzki,
You're
grow
dead
up,
to
dude.
me.
Just grow up with
Dirk.
your old beefs.
Come
you know,
on, dude.
you're
Get
old
over
men,
it.
and you're in the Hall of Fame now, and you're quibbling. You're still here quibbling, Dirk
I
Nowitzki.
wouldn't say we're friends.
And Greg Popovich. You didn't take Bam for the FIBA World Cup 4 years ago.
Yep.
Okay. You took Miles Turner over him, and then he won you a gold medal, and you still haven't thanked him. You just said, "Oh, I guess I guess he became better." No, he was always better.
Okay.
Greg Popovich. You think I'm going to give him an ovation? No way.
That guy, overrated.
Overrated, dude. Overrated. Tony Parker. Pfft. We know what you did.
We know.
We know what you did.
We know.
We
dude.
know what you did.
He
All
was
right.
married to Eva Longoria.
Yeah, and apparently, he'd go on the parameters too. He played in the margins.
Changed his name to Tony PK.
Guy goes out there and he's like, "Oh, you have a wife, teammate?" Wonder if that'll be in the speech.
Ooh, I didn't think he's gonna leave that one out.
And Pau Gasol.
Oh,
I don't really have an issue with him.
no problem.
You guys, you just
wait, did you just how Marcos pivoted? Oh, no problem.
No problem.
You got Marcos. Who's into you?
This one is personal, and I appreciate that in the graphic, JFig includes the small little note, metaphorically, of course, this person or people are dead to us. So, metaphorically speaking, the snot-nosed ass kids known as my nieces and nephews.
Whoa!
You're all dead to me, dude.
You're dead.
What
to
did
me.
they do?
Metaphorically, of course.
Let's say metaphorically one more time.
Yeah, metaphorically. Of course.
Okay.
I don't want anyone to use that against me. But yeah, so I'm not the only parent that's experienced this, especially with kids going back to school or starting school.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a wave of one group of sin-free, beautiful angel babies who are just going into school perfectly fine. And then you got those snot-nosed ass kids who are infecting the pool.
Oh yeah.
So these nieces and nephews of mine were in attendance during a family event this weekend that I was kind enough to bring my lovely tadpole to. And this is how they chose to greet my baby for the first time. My 8-year-old nephew decided to fart in his vicinity and then blow it towards him and say, "I want to introduce him to my smells."
Classic.
real mature, son. Real
Well,
mature.
I mean, how old is he?
He's 8.
Well, he's not mature.
Well, you know what?
That's what 8-year-olds do.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that, to be honest. My 1.5-year-old niece planned an aggressive attack on my son by saying "goo goo gaga" as she put her finger in his mouth. So
kids are dirty.
Yeah, I'm completely blaming whatever sickness my son may be
Listen, by the way,
experiencing.
you need to get ready for this.
Yeah.
From kindergarten to about 4th grade, your kid gonna have the sniffles.
Yeah, and it's not
Don't
his
get
fault.
over it.
4th grade. I mean, that
No,
I
I
felt like
think even
Vegas.
more than that.
I think it just keeps going.
All
dude.
right, guys.
Yeah,
it's
when I
not-
used to work for a swim school, I was sick a lot because those kids
Oh, and the water, and you're in and
and
out.
the water, the chlorine, everything was just terrible. I had to leave.
Yeah.
snot nose.
Yeah, the young hate health sometimes.
Young
Consistency.
hate help, dude. All would love to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
They see the end.
But what's kind of unfair is, the kids can bounce back and the old can't.
I know. I know.
It's tough.
Wow.
Circle of life.
It's got really dark.
What?
It's got
Kendrick
really
Lamar.
It's a dark segment, so
Is that Kendrick Lamar?
It's not you're alive to me.
It's true.
You're dead to me.
So Tobes,
Hmm?
I'll save a little spot for you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, save
Look
a
at this-
teal
look at
beer
this
for our boy.
Bum Callan Cowherd off
Teal
my
beer.
Yeah.
I'm not
Teal
drinking beer, dude.
no. Drink dark beer for me.
No, I'm not drinking dark beer. You know why?
Why?
Because I can drink more and get more out of it if I drink liquor.
Oh yeah.
I mean, scientifically, he's not wrong.
JR's
Hey,
bar. That's
drink
the bar we're talking
dark
about.
liquor then.
$7.
Oh, I go with a little. Where we gonna go with? Little Jack, or we gonna get?
Yeah. $7.50 cocktails.
Schmeeth and Schmolnick says, hope that swim school didn't have any bird baths.
Could you imagine little birds clean it out and J Fig just go and hose them all down?
for
Yes,
this?
Hey, I have a
look at-
hey, J-Fig,
Yeah.
can we use your expertise in our neighborhood? We got some meddlesome ducks. They don't know how to leave the street when cars are going.
You just
No,
gotta take
they-
them out, dude.
that-
Then
that's
they'll
their
learn.
right. That's their right.
You can take 'em
Isn't
out.
it right?
Talking about.
That's
Go,
their
All
right.
right.
Go
You can't
float
do
the
anything
lake.
about it. Just move along.
You
Wait for them
can't.
to
They stretch out and they sit like they're laying eggs in the middle of the road or
then
something.
have somebody get out of the car and try to shoot.
Ain't nobody got no time for that.
Oh,
Well, you ain't got time to sit down and wait either, so might as well do something productive.
Oh, now you want to shoot a bird.
Shoot, not shoot.
Oh,
okay.
That's a show, everybody. We'll see you down later at the ballpark tonight. For everybody who's coming on out, looking forward to seeing you
Hope
with
you guys have a
our
great
Silly
time.
Sauce crew. And I'll take an hour break. I'll be back in an hour with Game Day Uncensored with Solana and Omar Kelly. We will get you all set for preseason action tonight. Dolphins and Falcons. Have a good weekend, everybody. The old love arbitrary rules. The old
But
love
that's-
being condescending.
It's a drag.
I believe to myself.
Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar. Solana is a baby and Jimmy is a liar.
I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
Breaking news from AM5